All right, so that'll do it from here. But coming up next, the world champion 49ers facing the giant killers of late, the Indianapolis Colts. Dick Stockton and Matt Millen are ready to call the action in this one. So right now we send you out to the RCA Dome in Indianapolis.
It's great to be fast, you know. It's nothing like speed. Speed kills.
Give me what I need. Yeah, what lightning. Let's be on speed. I'll let it bleed. Yeah, grease lightning. Speed on speed, wheels on
Balkan rice on display today before the first sellout of the season at the RCA Dome here in Indianapolis as the defending world champion San Francisco 49ers take on the Indianapolis Colts. Hello everyone, Dick Stockton along with Matt Millen, and the Niners pleased with their bye week to get a lot of people healthy. But what about quarterback Steve Young today, Matt?
I'll tell you what, Steve Young is a hurting buckaroo. He's in the locker room just before, he had an IV in his arm. He has the flu he's come down with, and he is really hurt. I mean, out there, I watched him in the pregame. He kind of had this blank look in his face almost the whole time, and then he only took about half the throws. This is going to have to be one of those games where he's really going to have to gut it through, let the other guys make the plays, and really maybe play a lesser role until this thing kind of goes over.
Niners coming in 4-1. The Colts are 3-2 after a great comeback overtime win against the Dolphins on the road. And the whole world is talking about Jim Harbaugh, the #1 rated passer in the league.
And they should be. I mean, Harbaugh is on a roll right now, and he's doing a lot of good things, but the biggest thing he's doing is using his feet. You know, he gets out of the pocket and he makes time, buys time, makes a play down the field, and he's always got that other guy. Number 28, Marshall Faulk, not a bad football player. When you got him, they got a complete offense. If they can integrate Faulk and Harbaugh the same day, could be a big day.
And it should be a good matchup today. Two hungry teams, the Niners and the Colts, getting ready to do battle. And we'll be back for the start of today's game after these messages.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
This NFL Sunday Ticket Update is brought to you by Logo Athletic. Get real with Logo Athletic.
The last of the unbeaten teams, the Miami Dolphins, finally went down last week, and so did Dan Marino. But the Dolphins caught a couple of breaks. First of all, number one, their next two opponents are the Saints and Jets, who've won one game between them. And two, they've got Bernie Kosar to fill in at quarterback. Today, the Colts welcome San Francisco to the Hoosier Dome. The 49ers have had 2 weeks to work themselves into a seething rage after their loss to the Lions. Now, the Lions, they look like a totally different team than they did 3 weeks ago. Barry Sanders, he's reeling off highlight caliber runs. And quarterback Scott Mitchell, he's beginning to pay dividends on his enormous salary and is becoming less of a liability every week. Also, last Sunday, Chicago barely escaped with a win over the Carolina Panthers. They pulled that one out in the last 2.5 minutes. Today, they're in Jacksonville trying to prevent the Jaguars from becoming the first expansion team ever to win 3 straight games in their inaugural season. So, coming up next, Jacksonville and Chicago, Detroit at Green Bay, San Francisco at Indianapolis, along with 4 other games, only on NFL Sunday Ticket. Let there be football.
It's the greatest thing to happen to pro football since the forward pass. Let there be football.
This is Fox NFL Sunday.
Back at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, George Seifert may remember this stadium. It was the scene of his first victory as head coach of the 49ers back in 1989, and a big record against the AFC. Ted Marchibroda, 33 years in the NFL. Matt has coached the Colts before this and is one of the more likable guys in football.
It's easy to see. He's still having fun. It's the first question I ask him. Still having fun. Heck, He almost jumped off his chair to tell me how much fun he was having. Winning does that to a guy.
Doug Bryan will kick off. The Colts won the toss, and they'll get the ball first. Ronald Humphrey and Lamont Warren are deep, and this will go to Lamont Warren, 2 yards in the end zone. He chooses to run it out. And Warren turns the corner and is out of bounds, shy of the 25-yard line. So Jim Harbaugh, captain comeback, who has led 2 major comebacks for the Colts. This will be his 4th start of the season. Offensive line, Wolford, Loudermilk of veterans. Randy Dixon, after a long holdout, starts his first game. Eric Malum and Jason Matthews also on their line. Marshall Faulk, big Roosevelt Potts in the backfield. Floyd Turner and Sean Dawkins, the wide receivers. And big and impressive young Ken Dilger is the tight end. Colts will start from the 21-yard line. And they open up with 2 wide receivers to the top. On the 24. And a play action pass on the first play to the tight end Dilger. And he's out of bounds at a pickup of about 5 yards. Lee Woodall made the stop defensively for the 49ers, and they are number 1 against the rush by a wide margin. Ricky Jackson, Dana Stubblefield, Junior Bryant still in there for Brian Young at tackle, and Dennis Brown. Gary Plummer, Ken Norton, and Lee Woodall, who had an extended contract during the bye week. Marquez Pope, Merton Hanks, Tim McDonald, and Eric Davis make up the Niners secondary. 2nd and 3. And Marshall Faulk with his first carry of the game and gets close to the first down. Dennis Brown making the tackle.
So what's the difference in the Indianapolis Colts? Well, there he is right there, Jim Harbaugh. So what's the difference in Jim Harbaugh? Because everybody seems to have an idea of what he is. He's not what he was. Jim Harbaugh has finally made the transition to understanding what he's all about. He doesn't put pressure on himself. He's relaxed. He says, I'm just going to go out and be what I am. I don't have to go out and try to be Marino or Montana. I'll be Harbaugh. That's been the biggest difference with him.
He knows he's not going to be a great quarterback, but he says, I got a great one back there in Marshall Faulk. 3rd and 1. And a play fake on a bootleg. Harbaugh passes underneath to Dilger. He'll have a first down. Good decision making by Jim Harbaugh, and the Colts have a first down after a gain of 5. Tim McDonald, the strong safety, made the stop on the huge rookie tight end from Illinois.
Well, when you look at this Colt team, the one thing that they're going to do today against the 49ers, see, they know the 49ers are going to load up and not let them run on first down. So they are going to throw the ball on first down to try to get them out of those 8-man fronts and stacking the line of scrimmage. 49ers have been playing good run defense. So they're going to try to play them in reverse. We'll throw to set up the run.
And they've allowed 38 yards rushing for a game, the Niners. That's phenomenal. Potts goes in motion, and the handoff to Faulk. And nothing doing. He's going to lose a yard maybe. Ken Norton Jr. got in there and got good penetration and a loss that time of 1.
Yeah, so I said they're going to throw on first down and they run. And see, and that's exactly what they're trying to get away from. Because now you're 2nd and long and you're limited. See, what Pete Carroll has done with his defense, when you listen to Jimmy Johnson at the beginning of the game talking about those defenses, you know, Pete Carroll's putting everybody in the best position to do well. And that's the key to good coaching. I think right now he's eliminated gray area, and that's why they're playing so well in that defense.
They got 2nd and 11. Dawkins and Turner to the top. And now they put Faulk in motion. They'll move him all over the place. Harbaugh has time, and the pass is caught. And that's going to be Sean Dawkins, who is a #1 draft pick out of the University of California 2 years ago and a gain of 8 yards.
Well, everybody talked about Harbaugh's ability to take off and run, but when he's going to get protection like this, it's not going to make that much of a difference. Now here they go max protect. They keep the guard in the backfield in Roosevelt Potts, and that gives them time to find Dawkins. Now you're going to say, they're working over there on Pope, but now right here, this is all the zone, and they're throwing underneath that, and it's just a great job of Dawkins coming back to make the catch.
Joe Stasiak has replaced Randy Dixon at left guard for the Colts. Lamont Warren in and running back with Faulk on 3rd down and 2. Harbaugh out of the shotgun, getting pressure from Stubblefield, and the pass is caught by Warren out of the backfield, and he made a nice grab of it and gets a first down for the Colts in Niner territory.
So they brought Stasiak in because they're having problems with Dana Stubblefield. Right here, number 94. Here's Stasiak, 79. See, and now the key to the 49ers, they haven't been getting great pass rush outside. Stubblefield's been the guy. And Stubblefield is playing as well as I've seen him, like when he was really hot last year. And when you're getting pushed like that, the ball's got to come out quick. Harbaugh did a good job of releasing.
And don't forget, he doesn't have Brian Young with him. Normally you get help by another fine player with you. First down on the 48 of the Niners. And they're going to throw on first down again. Harbaugh gets hit. As he lets it go, there's a flag down, and the pass nearly caught by Dawkins. But a penalty marker is down at the 35-yard line of the 49ers. Good pressure that time by Junior Bryant from the inside, and this will be a defensive penalty. Here's Gary Lane, the referee.
Defense, number 23, 5-yard penalty.
That's Marquez Post.
Down.
He's been a target.
They're going to watch him on Dawkins here. Now you get 5 yards to jam. Now you're past the 5 yards. And I think that's a poor call. I didn't see it at all. I mean, you know, he's just redirecting and his hand comes out. There was no hold or anything. And sometimes when things go bad, they really go bad. And I think Marquez Pope is there right now.
Maybe the target of the officials as well as the opposition. And we'll have a whistle, and it looks as if the Colts may be guilty of a false start.
False start, offense, number 67, 5-yard
That's the veteran Will Wilford in his 10th year, former member of the Buffalo Bills.
And did you see that last penalty, though, on Pope? When the play, you know, Gary Lane's coming back to make the call, and then Ken Norton ran right up in his face, and he's going, it was tipped, it was tipped. You know, you can have the jam in there, and he's going, no, it wasn't. That's a good sign. So anytime you can get the leader of that group over there, come over and start talking to those officials, you may not get the call now, but down the road, it's going to work for you.
Only the second false start penalty against the Colts. That's amazing. Alfred Williams has gone in at defensive end, number 91 for San Francisco. On first and 15, here's Marshall Faulk trying to do something, and he runs into a stone wall. Williams, who just came into the game, limits Faulk to a gain of 3 yards.
You can see that rush defense right here.
Tremendous.
Oh, it's unbelievable. You look at this 38-yard scheme. Now, it is, you know, right now it's early in the season relatively. But what they're doing very well under Pete Carroll now is they're being very well disciplined. And the key, you can see Pete right there, the key to good defense is always holding down your lane. That's what he has them doing.
Let's see if the hard count did the job for Harbaugh. Screen pass thrown behind Dilger. And that would be a big break, and it appears the penalty is against the 49ers, so it'll be 2nd and 7, and that changes the picture dramatically.
Offsides, defense, number 90, 5-yard
Junior Bryant.
That's a nice job by Harbaugh. And see, when you have a team who starts to blitz a lot defensively, you on the offense have to be aware and then vary your count. Because when you get a guy who has a good hard count, you're going to get people to jump. Because defensively, you want to get a jump on that snap. So you start coming, you know, and then pretty soon the coach will start screaming at you. Then you slow down a little bit. So if Harbaugh can keep that up, you know, he'll gain an extra play here and there.
8th play of the drive. It's 2nd down and 7. Colts got those 5 yards back. Another play fake, and Harbaugh overthrows Faulk out of bounds. Good decision by Harbaugh because Faulk was covered. And again, pressure on Harbaugh from Alfred Williams.
Well, and right in here, Dana Stubblefield. Stubblefield is going to be the guy, if they want any kind of blocking, they're going to have to get help because Stasiak's having problems. And you can see Roosevelt Potts, 42. Roosevelt Potts, when he's back there blocking, he's like another guard in the backfield. Heck, he's 260 pounds, and he's not afraid to throw his face in there.
And Potts has the 3 longest plays from scrimmage for the Colts this year. 3rd and 7. Aaron Bailey is the 3rd wide receiver, number 80 for Indianapolis. 3rd down. Harbaugh's pass up the middle is caught. And that's Floyd Turner. And a big first down. Well, they were talking in the pregame show about how Harbaugh has been almost impeccable on fourth down plays, but he connects on this third down, a 13-yard pickup.
Well, he has the time. Nice job up front of taking care of Stubblefield and then off the corners. And then Turner just sits down in the middle of that zone. And you have time and you're running zones, you're going to have a receiver who's able to get open.
Turner, 49er fans may remember, played with the New Orleans Saints for 5 years. This is his third year with the Colts. Harbaugh has completed 5 of his first 6 so far. First down, and Falk up the middle. Nearly broke something. And a gain of 4 yards. Junior Bryant on the tackle.
Yeah, here you go. This is one of the things the 49ers are going to do. You're going to watch Tim McDowell's going to come up and walk that 8-man front. Now, the last couple weeks, he's been doing a tremendous job of finding the open hole. That time, he works off the block of the tight end, Dilger, and still gets in it. I think this is the best I've seen Tim McDonald play since he was a Phoenix Cardinal.
And remember, he was forced to take a pay cut, so he has a little incentive here. Second down and 6. On the 23 of the Niners, Marshall Faulk again up the middle, inside the 20, and may be close to another first down. Dana Stubblefield and Bryant, very busy defensive linemen on the first series of the game for the Colts.
You watch Roosevelt Potts. This is what he does very well. Now, first of all, you see the big 260 pounds coming at you, but he's smart enough to vary it up. Watch him go against Gary Plummer. See, the first time he came, he lowered the boom on him, hit him right in the face. Now, the second time, Plummer goes expecting to get hit in the face, and he comes and takes his legs out right on him. That's good blocking. And when you can vary it, keep a guy off balance, then you have him having to adjust to you.
Here is the measurement. And it's a first down. Very impressive opening drive for the Colts. Jim Harbaugh making the right decisions. Reminds you a lot of what the Detroit Lions did to the Niners in that Monday night game.
Absolutely. And they went in with the same kind of game plan. And I got to think in the back of the 49ers' mind, they're thinking the same way. You know, they played against Harbaugh when he was with the Bears. They say, look, I know he's playing better, but he's going to show his true colors sooner or later. I got news for you. I think these are his colors because he knows who he is now.
Ball on the 17-yard line. This is the 12th play of the drive. Niners best in the NFL in defending the red zone. Harbaugh getting pressure. And he always has the ability to take off. Junior Bryant caught him after Dennis Brown very nearly nabbed him in the backfield, and a gain that time of 1.
Now this time there's just no place to throw this football. And he's going to be looking down below to Floyd Turner down here. Now he's looking the whole time. You can see right here, and a safety over the top. So this you can just cross out. Now that leaves the rest of the field, and look over here all covered. So what he's got to do is just take off and run. It's good defense.
And they have consumed a good deal of time, under 7 minutes to go in this first quarter. 2nd and 9. They give it to Potts. And this time the Niners use the gang tackling you need for a 260-pound fullback. Again, a gain of 1, and Alfred Williams was the first man to reach him.
And there's a happy guy, Alfred Williams, out of Cincinnati. It was like a sentence, he said. You know, they sentenced me to Cincinnati. And he came here to San Francisco, and he's really playing pretty good. Now, they want more of a pass rush out of him, and that's going to come. Right now, he's still kind of developing where he is in the scheme and feeling his way.
He was the leading pass rusher for the Bengals last year, and of course now with the 49ers, a different kind of role. 3rd down and 8. 4 wide receivers in there for the Colts, including Brian Stadline. And Harbaugh, not wanting to mess up a good thing on this good drive by the Colts, calls a timeout. 6:01 remaining, first quarter.
Bell Sunday is brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By the NASDAQ Stock Market, the stock market for the next 100 years. By FedEx, for documents, packages, and freight worldwide, our most important package is yours. And by Heineken, the #1 selling imported beer. Heineken, just being the best is enough.
Steve Young has had a while now to get ready to go back in. Sometimes, you know, players play a great game when they're hampered with the flu. They seem to focus better.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Or anytime you're hurt.
Colts are a perfect 3 for 3 in third down conversions on this drive. They're on the 15. Stayline in motion. Pressure, and the pass is incomplete. They were going for Stayline, and he was covered by Pope. Tim McDonald was there as well, and so on fourth down, that'll bring on Carrie Blanchard to try to give the Colts a lead. Blanchard took the job of Mike Kofer, the former San Francisco place kicker, and Blanchard last week converted both of his field goal attempts against the Dolphins. This will be a 32-yard attempt. Chris Gardocki, the punter, will hold for Blanchard. And Blanchard's kick is good. And the Colts convert 3 points, and tempers flare momentarily. A very impressive drive, and the Indianapolis Colts have taken a 3-0 lead over the 49ers with just under 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. As balanced as you could get. 7 rushes, 7 passes for Jim Harbaugh and the Colts. They used up over 9 minutes, 15 plays, 61 yards, and Blanchard's 32-yard field goal giving the Colts the lead. Steve Young getting ready to go to work. Chris Gardocki will kick off for Indianapolis. And back deep is Jamal Willis for the 49ers. And that kick in the end zone, returnable, and Willis brings it out and is brought down at the 17-yard line as the crowd cheers the fine special teams play. Derwin Gray and Conrad Clarks predominantly made a big tackle. Colts have the lead, and now Steve Young, who, if you joined us late, suffered a stomach virus and a stomach flu, and Matt saw him and was in the 49ers dressing room before the game, and not feeling very good.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you got a needle stuck in your arm for an IV, you can't be doing too good.
Niners starting from the 18-yard line. And the handoff is to Derek Lavelle. And Lavelle fumbles, and the Colts have it. There's a flag down. Jeff Harrod makes the recovery, and there's a penalty marker down. And it might have been Tony Siragusa with a hit. We'll see. Critical thing is the penalty. And a face mask call. And you can see the expression on Ted Marchibroda's face.
When I have to see if it's post-possession or...
During the fumble at a 5-yard face mask, the ball will be put back 5 yards from the spot of the fumble, and it'll still be first down.
Critical penalty.
See Lavelle coming right at you, and then Harrod getting out of the way. There's the hole. Now there comes the hand right there. It's Siragusa. Tony Siragusa just grabs onto that face and also got the fumble.
So it is still 49ers ball.
They change the possession, Jerry. Change the possession.
It'll be a first down on the 29-yard line after the penalty is marked off. Three wide receivers, and Steve Young pumps once and is hit. He fumbles. And the Niners had it, and the Colts may have it now, and they do. Lavelle had a shot at it. Remember, he has that elbow injury, and the Colts get it back anyway. Stephen Grant might have wound up with it.
So Young looks down the field, and he's getting a great push from Siragusa right in his face. See that? Then he has to take off. Bennett comes around and slaps it, and then it's just a greased pig. I mean, you just can't get on that thing. Looks like Derek Lavelle had his chance. See, the hand came right there on the side. That was Bennett.
Tony Bennett forced the fumble.
Yeah, now Lavelle had a chance, landed on his gut, that thing popped out, and then it was a free-for-all.
And a break for the Colts after the penalty nullified their first fumble recovery. First down on the 30 of the 49ers. And here is Potts. Inside the 20-yard line of the 25. Alfred Williams on the stop. But a gain of 6 yards. Hard to bring back down. Roosevelt Potts, who had his best game of the year last week. 47 yards rushing against the Dolphins.
I'll tell you what happens against a guy like Potts. So you see the big size. And you see he had some run on tape. And then it's in the back of your head thinking, man, I have to stay low on this guy. Because if I'm high, I'm going to get embarrassed and run over. And that works into Potts' hand.
Here's a guy who hasn't had a chance to show his hand much. Steve Young, 2nd and 4. They go to Potts again. Trying to move the pile, and he is close to the first down. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
Hey, Dick, the first place Tampa Bay Buccaneers cap a 10-play, 71-yard drive with that scamper by Eric Rett lead the Vikes 7-3. Let's take you back to Dick Stockton and Matt Millen.
If Tampa Bay can run the football, they're going to beat the Vikings. The whole game up there, or down there in Tampa, is that offensive line.
It'll be 3rd down and 1 on the 21-yard line. Double tight end for the Colts. Bradford Bante motion, and Marshall Faulk gets the first down. This crowd is loving this first quarter as the Cardiac Colts, who have won a lot of thrillers, take the lead and now are threatening again to score.
Yeah, here's what I want you to watch right here. They just win. The left side of that offensive Colt line comes out and wins. Dixon on the backer, nice job by Potts, and then they're just pushing everybody. And they just won the battle. Watch Dixon on the backer, and then Wolford right there. Dennis Brown comes back inside. Left side of the offensive line wins.
They've been doing the job, and notice how Marshall Faulk protected the football. First down on the 16. Harbaugh with 3 wide receivers, and the pass is broken up and was intended for Floyd Turner, and it was Tim McDonald.
That was a nice job of Marquez Pope knowing where his help is. And that's the development that you get, understanding the defense. Now you know you have Tim McDonald sitting in the hole. So you know your help is coming from in here. So you hold the outside. If you want him to beat you, inside because that's where your safety's coming from. And that's exactly what he does. He holds the outside, and that allows McDonald to come over and put the head right in there. Nice job by Pope also.
Michael Brandon, who got a contract extension, number 78, has moved in at defensive end for Dennis Brown. 2nd and 10. Harbaugh gets it away, and it's intercepted by Merton Hanks. Whenever the Niners need a big defensive play from the secondary, that's the man who gives it to them. And Merton Hanks with the interception thrusts the Colts out of a chance to score again, and the Niners will take over when we come back.
Watch Stubblefield right here. He's going to drop out, but they have to account for him up here with Loudermilk, and that doesn't allow them to slide over where the blitz is coming from and puts Dixon right there on an island. So he's got to block 2 people. The backer comes, and that leaves Brandon to come clean. Watch, going to see Dixon go. He has to go from one to the other expecting help, and then that frees up Brandon, and then he just tries to make a big play. He should have eaten it.
3rd interception of the year from Merton Hanks. On a bootleg, rollout, a fake toss, and Young running with the ball is tackled by Quentin Coryat at a gain of 5 yards. So we know Steve Young is playing hurt. Remember, he also has the shoulder problem. Up front, Wallace, Sapolo, Oates, Milstead still in there for Derek Deese, who's still having his ankle problems, and Harris Barton, the right tackle. Lavelle and Floyd in the backfield. Rice, Taylor, and Brent Jones. Weapons galore. 2nd and 5. Jerry Rice moving. And Floyd carrying. Doesn't get much. Great rush to the ball by a whole flock of Colts. No gain on the play. Stephen Grant, though, the first to get there. And while we're talking about him, let's check out the Indianapolis Colts defensively. A lot of former number 1s. Tony Bennett, Tony Siragusa, Tony McCoy, and Bernard Winnington. The defensive line. Coryat, Harrod, and Grant are the linebackers. In the secondary, Daniel, Belser, Tate, and Ray Buchanan. 3rd and 5. J.J. Stokes, number 83, has come in for the Niners. Rookie from UCLA, and Young is going short to Rice, and Rice will have the first down right about midfield, and a gain of 6 yards with Jason Belser, the free safety, defending.
Well, you know, you get in trouble, you're in third down, automatically you go to Jerry Rice. You can see why. I mean, he has all the yards. It was 137 coming into that, -5, whatever it is. So now he's down to 132. Good math, huh? But Jerry Rice is the guy for this offense. And if Steve Young is lagging, Rice is going to have to pick up even more.
He suffered a concussion. Aggravated shoulder against the Giants 2 weeks ago. Here is Derek Lavelle, also banged up. And he carries and gets good yardage. 7 on the first down. Jeff Harrod making the tackle, and it'll be 2nd and short. A down and distance that Steve Young relishes.
Yeah, that any offense relishes. Anytime you have options offensively, then, you know, you can work your whole offense. And so they get into 2nd and short. You know, you can still run. You got the classic, you can go play action. You can still go up.
Rookie Ellis Johnson replaces Syracuse at defensive tackle. 2nd down, here's Rice. He's got a first down, and always dangerous after he catches the ball, but the Colts aware of that. But the gain of 8 yards anyway, and a first down to the 34.
Well, now you do have those options, so that gives you lots of time to throw because they have to sit back and have to defend the whole field. And so now you get the jam by Eugene Daniel, and Rice has been there before. I mean, everybody thinks they have a plan against Jerry Rice, and guess what? None of them work. You know, they come up, they be physical, they make him run, they do all this stuff, tackle him, keeps on going.
Are you doing the math on this thing as we go along?
What did he get the last time?
Well, he needed 137 yards, and he's got 14. That's all I know. And that is the end of the first quarter here at the RCA Dome. The Colts lead 3-0. After centuries of seeking a cure for baldness, the search is finally over. Move over, Fabio, because Al Bundy's got a hot new look on a brand new episode of Married with Children. That's tonight at 9, 8 Central on Fox. Getting ready to start the second quarter here at the RCA Dome. Dick Stockton and Matt Millen. The Colts lead 3-0 on a Carrie Blanchard field goal on the opening drive, but now the 49ers, with an impressive drive of their own, have a first down on the Colts 34. William Floyd in motion, flag is down, and a deep pass downfield for John Taylor, and it is incomplete. Penalty marker down, close to the line of scrimmage.
That's going to be against the 49ers. They're talking about a hold down there.
And you can see that Ted Marchibroda says we'll take it, mark it off.
Illegal shift. The tight end was moving on the offense while the man was in motion. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
We'll take 5. 15 would have been more to his liking.
And watch Brent Jones right here. See, when this guy goes in motion, everybody's got to stay still. You can only motion one guy at the same time. Now, see, your tight end can move to reset, but not when somebody else is moving.
First down, 15. It's to the Colts in total yardage. Now Lavelle in motion, and Young goes to Brent Jones. You knew sooner or later Brent Jones would figure in the offense, and he always does, and he gets 13 of those yards back. David Tate, the strong safety, pushed him out of bounds.
Now, so much of what Jerry Rice does is away from the ball. Now, this is going to be out to Brent Jones, and Jerry Rice makes that whole play. See, he clears that whole right quadrant out. And then Jones just goes out in the flat, and they pull the coverage back inside with Rice. See that? They're come back inside with him. Now he's looking to bump off that backer. See that? All he does is just kind of get in the way, and then that clears Jones.
2nd and 2. William Floyd has running room. And head down, crunches the defense, and a helmet is lost as Floyd loses his helmet, but gets the first down. Jason Belser making the stop. Tough running fullback.
Yeah, and he loves to play. I mean, you see him at the end, you congratulate him, say good hit. Look at this. He just puts his head down and then just takes the shot, puts Belser on his rear end. And I'll tell you what, he got tagged. And they came over to the top. As Stephen Grant hit him right in the middle of the back, popped his helmet right off. But he loves it.
Boyd loves to block. He loves to run.
He loves to play.
On the 21-yard line, first down. Young getting pressure from Siragusa. Goes underneath a middle screen to Floyd, who gets inside the 20-yard line, and a minimum pickup of 3 yards with Tony McCoy there.
Hey, there's some hitting going on down there. You know, William Floyd took one in the back the last time.
Lost his helmet, now his shoe.
Yeah, he's coming apart. You got to take them back together. That time, Jeff Harrod drilled him on that play, too. McCoy got him down low, and then Harrod drilled him.
Anthony Lynn is going to go replace Floyd while he gets fixed up. 9th play of the drive coming up. 2nd and 8. Lynn in motion, and the pass to Brett Jones. He's got a first down on the 10-yard line of the Colts. Again, it was the strong safety, David Tate, and the Colts threatening to take a lead.
You know what the 49ers do is they make you defend the whole field. They spread everybody out. They go with a 3-step drop, and then the ball's coming out. See, that time they go in motion. There's no backs in the backfield. They have a 5-receiver route. You have to defend the whole thing. And then when Young takes 3 steps, he looks like the front end of the horse instead of the back end.
I always say, why the long face when I see that? First and goal from the 10-yard line, and Derek LaVille doesn't get much. One thing about the Colts, they will hit hard and play hard and come at you. And as we saw against the Jets and the Dolphins in their comebacks, they never stop. Why the long face?
Every time I see that, I just want to say, Wilbur.
That's the way it would be said, too. 2nd down goal on the 7-yard line. Trev Alberts and Ellis Johnson in the lineup defensively, and then a flag is thrown. Johnson might have jumped offside.
Prior to the snap,
no, it's against the Niners.
Offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty.
That's Bart Oates, the center.
That's tough to do, to jump offside and you're the center. You got the ball. You can't blame it on anybody. You can't say he snapped it first or he forgot to count. It's you.
Colts trying to win their 3rd in a row. They've knocked off the Rams and the Dolphins, 2 previous unbeaten teams coming into this one. 2nd and goal from the 12. Young with time, flips it out to Floyd, and it takes 3 or 4 to bring him down to the 5-yard line. Grant and Belser primarily in a gain that time of 7.
Watch Eugene Daniel. He's going to be on Jerry Rice. Now he knows inside the 20, that's the guy. So he makes sure he gets himself a good jam, turns it back over to the safety. The other guy who does it is Brent Jones inside the 20. Now this is good coaching by the Colts. They take the 2 guys who make the big plays inside the red zone and take them out of the game clock.
Big 3rd down and goal. Young has a touchdown to Jerry Rice. What a surprise.
Now that time, Belser, the safety, after the touchdown, looked right at Ray Buchanan and said, "Where were you?" Now Belser was holding inside, Buchanan was holding outside, and then Rice just dropped down in between them.
That is the 7th touchdown catch for Rice this year.
Watch Belser right down here. Ray Buchanan's going to hang outside. They're going to double. See, take away the inside, come back. Now he knows he got help back to the other side. Look right there. See Buchanan? They're looking at him going, he wasn't there in time.
Somehow, some way, one of the 49ers or more are open.
That guy, most of the time, Jerry Rice.
Doug Ryan for the extra point. It's good, and the 49ers have taken a lead. 7-3. Young with his stomach flu. Easy to go to Jerry Rice that close.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Drivers wanted. By Subway. Now that's a sandwich. By Hertz. For business, for pleasure. Nobody does it exactly like Hertz. And by Smith Barney, a member of the Travelers Group. Smith Barney. They make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
Jerry Rice with the touchdown catch as the 49ers capitalize on the Burton Hanks interception. Young was perfect, 7 for 7 for 51 yards on a 60-yard 12-play drive. So it's 7-3. The Niners had not scored a touchdown in 4 of the 5 previous games in the first quarter, but they got one early here in the second. Ronald Humphrey returning for the Colts. And he is ridden out of bounds and thrown out of bounds by Tyrone Drakeford with a vengeance.
Well, if you're going to throw him out, make sure he's really out.
Well, let's take a look ahead at what's coming up on Fox NFL Sunday next week. And a couple of big games. The San Francisco 49ers against the St. Louis Rams. The Rams right now have a 1/2 game lead, believe it or not, in the NFC West. They'll play in St. Louis. Those are the games, including the Vikings and the Packers, on Fox NFL Sunday. Check your local list. Colts with the ball, trailing 7-3 on the 32-yard line. And the pitch is to Marshall Faulk, and Faulk brings it up close to the 40-yard line, a gain of 7.
Yeah, let's look at this touchdown. First of all, lots of time here. They go with a 3-man rush. They try to spy Young with Trev Alberts. Now, here's the key. Ray Buchanan outside, Belzer inside. If you're going to double somebody, you double Jerry Rice. But then, look, you can't do this. You can't have the separation. If you're holding inside-outside, you have to squeeze it. And then this is something new to the repertoire of Jerry Rice. You know, watch the touchdown. That must be baseball season. He's going with a good swing.
That's a combination of a high five and a attack on the small bag in boxing. 2nd down and 3. There is Faulk. And not much there. It'll be 3rd and short. Right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
Dick, Rodney Hampton didn't fumble at all last season. Take a look here. Here's his 4th of this season. Michael Zordas, the opportunistic pickup. 58 yards to the end zone, and the Eagles all over top of the Giants, 14-0 in the second. Back to Dick Stockton and Matt Millen.
Remember last week, Hampton fumbled after carrying the ball a good deal against the Cardinals.
That broken hand of his.
3rd down and 2. 4 wide receivers lined up. And the give doesn't fool anybody. The handoff to Marshall Faulk, and Dana Stubblefield is right there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Dana Stubblefield is the guy inside. He's controlling the middle. And all he's going to do is he's just going to clog this whole thing up. You know, they put everybody in the gap. And actually, I think what happened is Harbaugh came to the line of scrimmage and didn't think they were going to keep everybody up. But at the snap of the ball, they all stayed. That's a gutsy call. Pete Carroll, the gutsy call.
And a good defensive stop for San Francisco. Chris Gardocki will be kicking. Former Chicago Bear, and John Taylor back deep for the 49ers. Booming kick by Gardocki, and Taylor is going to let it bounce. And the Colts will down it inside the 15-yard line, close to the 10. And it was Bradford Banta, the backup tight end, following a great 50-yard kick by Gardocki.
Watch Derwin Gray, 30, up here working on Burton Hanks. He is the reason that this play is the way it is. See, he comes flying down the field and doesn't allow John Taylor to come over. In fact, you see Taylor has to take his eyes off the ball, and he was going to go try to block Gray. But because of the great pressure up the field, that turned that thing into Banta's downing at the 11.
And Gray stays in there. The Colts are in a nickel defense on 1st down from the 11-yard line. 5 defensive backs. And Steve Young is going to be stopped in his tracks by Trev Alberts. So Alberts is in there with Tony Bennett, Ellis Johnson, and Tony McCoy up front in the nickel.
Yeah, watch Alberts. He's going to start up and then come way back inside. See this? And McCoy comes around, I think it wasn't a design stunt. It was one he fell back in as soon as he started to see Young push the middle of the pocket.
Trev Alberts, who started the first 2 games at right defensive end, #1 pick last year. 2nd and 10. Rice in motion, and the give is to Derek Lavelle. And a fine tackle by Quentin Coriat.
That was a nice job by Quentin Coriat. He got off the block real quick, gets up in the hole, settles down, boom, makes a good change of direction. And that's why he was the #1 pick. You're gonna watch it right here, number 55. He's gonna come up in that hole. See, now watch the change right here. Off the block. That's outstanding. It does not get better than that. He held the right shoulder, kept his leverage, boom, came right outside.
3rd down and 8. Young gets a rush, a safety blitz, and the pass is ruled incomplete. He was in the act of throwing, and Ray Buchanan, the cornerback, came in from the outside, and the 49ers will have to kick from their end zone.
Talking about rolling the bones, you're talking about Pete Carroll. Look at how Young's holding that left shoulder. That's not a good sign. He's running off the field holding that thing straight. See, Buchanan comes off the corner, and then he gets a shot, and then he falls right, now hit him right under that shoulder. Watch the left throwing arm. Oh, baby, that hit right on that. Remember, he's having problems with that rotator cuff. It's bruised. Yeah, and he needed the weeks of rest. When he ran off the field, it was just hanging there.
We'll check on Young as Tommy Thompson will kick. And a beauty. And a fair catch called for by Ben Bronson. So the Colts came out in the nickel defense, just as the Giants did 2 weeks ago. That was a 48.
Watch Buchanan coming off the corner. Now he's going to hit Young right in the shoulder that's been bothered. See that? Boom. Now he goes down, and Young knows it. Now this is a tough guy, because he gets up, and he knows it's hurt. See how he doesn't have any movement, no back and forth running motion. It's just hanging there.
And Elvis Gerbach is throwing on the sidelines, the backup quarterback.
Young just tried to take a throw right there and just turned to walk away.
Colts will have a first down on their 41-yard line following a terrific defensive sequence. Pitches to Marshall Faulk with Potts. He gets around Tim McDonald. And Marshall Faulk close to the first down, maybe shy by a yard and a half. Junior Bryant downfield against Faulk, who we talked with him yesterday, and unlike a lot of the rookies we have seen before, he watches in football, and there's a penalty marker down as they tend to Steve Young.
Yeah, well, if he was a fan, he'd be watching Steve Young right now.
Unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds, number 90, 15 yards from the out of bounds spot, first down.
That Junior Bryant they caught. You're going to watch him, you're going to jump over the top. Now right here it's dead, right there. Young hits him in, Junior Bryant hits him in that wide area, and anytime you're making the hit there, they're going to throw that flag. See, Steve Young went over to the sideline when Gerbach was warming up, went over, took one throw, turned, and went right to see the doctor.
First down on the 36-yard line after the 8-yard gain in the penalty. And here is Faulk again, diving forward. Remember, going against the #1 rushing defense, and Steve Young trying to see how that bruised shoulder is working. And it doesn't look very good.
No, that hurts him. And that's the second throw, and he's still holding that thing wrong.
That's Kerry Conklin, who's the emergency quarterback, number 6, the former Redskin. And Gerbach, who would be coming on if Young can't go. Second down and 6 for the Colts. Niners lead it 7-3. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half. Again, it's Faulk off the left side. And after throwing and avoiding Faulk, more of a decoy, Marshall Faulk getting a lot of work, gets 5 yards on that play. Well, today's Aflac trivia question is, when was the last time the Colts beat a defending Super Bowl champion?
Remember that the 49er defense was only giving up like 38 yards a rush. The Colts right now, with 5.5 minutes to go, have given up 54. I mean, I've already gotten 54. And it looks like Marshall Faulk is just starting to get warmed up.
He's got 34 of them. 3rd and 1. On the pitch, Marshall Faulk has enough for the first down before he steps out of bounds. That was an old college play, and Faulk on the pitch from Harbaugh gets the first down.
So you can only run this because of Harbaugh. Now, because Harbaugh's a little bit reckless, and because he does have the great running ability, and he'll stretch this defense. See, all they're doing is trying to get to commit inside to Harbaugh, and then he pops it back outside. Tell you what, Merton Hanks, he saw that thing from right field, and he came flying. But if you're chasing Marshall Faulk, you really have to do more than flying.
He's going to get a breather from Will Faulk, and Lamont Warren replaces him. First down on the 24 of San Francisco. And Warren's going to get a chance. Breaks a tackle and gets to the 21-yard line. Tim McDonald on the tackle with just about 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. We've seen good defensive stops, and we've seen 2 impressive drives. And the big concern for the 49ers, of course, number 8.
Steve Young sitting there talking to the trainer, and he just keeps on going there and asking more and more questions.
2nd down and 7. And this time, Warren is stopped cold by Gary Plummer and a loss of a yard.
Yeah, and he should go out there and thank Lee Woodall. Now, Plummer comes flying up. Lee Woodall takes the block. Watch Woodall come off the corner. He's going to turn this thing right back inside to Plummer coming up inside. He turns Potts right inside. So he has no place to go. He has to stay in there. And then Plummer comes clean, hits him right in the face. And Lee Woodall, he's really playing well. I see a big difference in him from last year to this year. 49ers also see it, and that's why they gave him a big contract extension.
As they did Dedrick Dodge, who's in the lineup in the secondary. 3rd down and 8. Marshall Faulk back in there. Out of the shotgun is Harbaugh. Good protection. But he did not see a receiver.
Boy, they had great coverage downfield. No place to throw that football. You're going to watch it go downfield. He's going to look. He has time initially. But look at this. They're going with a 3-receiver route deep, and then underneath 4 receivers out. No place to throw the ball. He's looking right down, and just as he starts to run, that guy opens, but it's too late.
So Kerry Blanchard will try the field goal. He was successful from 32 yards out. Did not kick it all last year. Was with the Jets the 2 previous seasons. This is a 46-yard attempt, and the kick is good. And Blanchard, who had just been with the club a couple of weeks, with a 46-yard field goal to bring the Colts to within 1. And with 2:53 remaining in the first half, it is now the 49ers 7 and the Colts 6. To today's Aflac Trivia question, last time Colts beat a defending Super Bowl champion, that was the Miami Dolphins in 1973. Bunch kick by the Colts. Chris Gardocki to do the booting, and Jamal Willis back deep for the 49ers. Willis from the 3-yard line. Gets tripped up and winds up on the 26-yard line.
Well, you can remember Steve Young, the last time they were out, came off a blitz with Ray Buchanan. Buchanan hits him right in the shoulder. And boy, he's been on the sideline trying to warm that wing up. But I'll tell you what, he's a hurting guy. Watch this, every time he throws, it's a wince every time. And then he turns around and talks to the trainer saying, I don't know. But he does know because he's a competitor. So what does he do? It hurts, goes right back in.
He's tough. First down on the 26. Buchanan follows Jerry Rice, and the pass hits Buchanan in the back on a mix-up. Pass was intended for Brett Jones, the tight end. So far, Steve Young is 7 for 9 for 51 yards and a TD. Numbers look good.
Yeah, but the shoulder don't. Now, if I'm the Colts right now, and I see that my quarterback is hurt, the opposing quarterback is hurt, I start playing everything short and try to make them force you to throw deep, knowing that the shoulder can't do it. And then you play the line of scrimmage, start to take away the run, force everything down tighter.
Second down. Pressure on Young, and he gets it to Lavelle out of the backfield. And Derek Lavelle gets the first down, shy of the 40-yard line. Eugene Daniel bringing him down.
Boy, look how he's holding that arm. And they're going to hurry up with 2.5 minutes to go. I mean, he gets up, and he's not even moving that thing. He's just hanging it. This guy is really tough or really stupid. One of the two.
Pass off of William Floyd. Now, what does George Seifert do in a situation like this? We know Young wants to go.
Well, you know, remember last year, flashback to that game on the sideline when he pulled him because he was trying to protect him? It's the same situation right here. Young didn't want to come out then. He was getting beat up. And now he doesn't want to come out too. He's a competitor. I mean, the guy just has it inside of him that regardless of where he is, he's reckless.
But Matt, last year wasn't an injury situation. This time it is.
No, I know, but I mean, it's the same attitude from Steve Young. He's going to not want to come out of anything.
Colts have nearly doubled the 49ers in time of possession. Second down and 10. Young out on the flat to William Floyd. And a fine play made by Jason Belser, just wouldn't let go. And we're down to the 2-minute warning.
Okay, see all the passes that Steve Young's throwing? They're all underneath. He got no wing strength.
2-minute warning here at Indianapolis. 1-point game. Niners in front.
Now they get right back into the fray. Now Steve Young's throwing everything underneath. This is 2 plays ago. Now he gets the pressure. They knock him down. He comes up, and he's really dragging that left arm. And now Seifert knows right away. See, he goes right over to Dr. Dillingham, the team physician, and says, what is the deal? Because I don't want this guy hurt. If he's not gonna hurt it anymore, we'll let him in there. But if he's gonna hurt it, he's coming out.
3rd and 10. And he's in there now. We've had our 2-minute warning. Young with time. Here's Floyd out of the backfield. And Floyd's going to get the first down to keep possession for the 49ers. Stephen Grant, the linebacker, on the tackle, just about a yard from midfield.
Well, and then you have to respect Jerry Rice outside. So Ashley Ambrose, he's going to come up and try to get a jam and then run. See, now he's pushing his zone way too much.
Hurry up offense. They go again to Floyd, who's tackled by Trev Alberts.
You got to play your percentages right now if you're on the defense. So you got to say, all right, Young's just throwing underneath. So we're going to make him continue to throw up, but then shrink everything down.
Second down and long, and going deep. And Jerry Rice, John Taylor, and he makes the catch. John Taylor makes the reception, and he was covered well by Derwin Gray, the nickelback for the Colts.
Boy, that Steve Young is unbelievable. So he gets 1 foot down and 1 foot out. But hold on now, you got to take a look at what the defender is doing. See, because he's hitting him, and if he doesn't hit him, he gets that foot down.
He did not let him come down with it.
Right.
That is a good catch, and that's the rule. Good call by the official. John Taylor, he's been banged up with sore knees. First down on the 27 of the Colts. Here's the St. cornerback blitz again. And this time, Floyd can't hold on to the ball. Incomplete. I want to remind you, coming up on the Dockers halftime, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have all the scores and highlights from around the NFL, and that's all coming up on the Dockers halftime.
And it's the second time they've brought Buchanan off the corner, and he's come clean both times. See, what they're doing is they're occupying Steve Wallace with a defender, and he'll take a step at him, so he has to account for him. Then they drop him out into the zone, and that allows Buchanan to get to the corner.
Second and 10, Anthony Lynn, number 29 in the backfield. The pass to Jones. And they rule it an incomplete pass. It looked as if Jones had taken at least a step or two before he muffed it up. I think that should have been a fumble.
That should have been a fumble. Yeah, he one-handed that thing and pulled it in, and then the shot right in the chest. Watch Jones. He tried to sneak him right through the middle of that zone down inside. Pushes Correa back outside. There's the catch. That's a fumble all the way. You're going to watch, he pulls that thing in, and he has control. There it is, it's in. Clear control. Boom. Right on the ball. Nice job by Belser.
Niners still have it. It'll be 3rd and 10. Young's pass, and it's caught by Jerry Rice. Good enough for a first down. This is a sensational drive when you consider Steve Young is really hurting. That was an 11-yard gain and a timeout called by the 49ers with 55 seconds showing on the clock.
I spoke too soon. Now look at this shot here. I said it was a fumble because he had control, but when you look at this shot, no control, no control, there's the hit. That was a good call.
And I agreed with you at first, and I agree with you now that when you see the back, you don't know what kind of possession. And many times wide receivers on sideline patterns, you don't know whether they have possession or not.
So we lied. All right.
We didn't mean it, though.
Don't tell anybody.
Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. Jerry Rice with the catch, giving the Niners a first down on the Colts 16-yard line. And the give is to Derek Lavelle, and a fine run to about the 11-yard line. Trev Alberts meets him there. And the 49ers will call another timeout. They still have 1 remaining.
Boy, that Steve Young is a tough, tough guy. I mean, he went down the field, throwing short, throwing underneath the whole time. His arm came up, he's hanging, it's hurt. Talking to the doctor, comes in, they start to shorten his zone, boom, goes right outside. Gets him that big throw down to John Taylor to set this whole thing up.
And it was an accurate toss, too.
Yeah, and it's that competition that you look for in a guy, but the great ones play when they have to play great. And that's what Young's doing right now. And when you really need the guy, he's got the flu, he has the IV, he got the shoulder, he's getting hit, he's dragging all over the place. Needs to play, boom, there it is.
Maybe he's upset that Jim Harbaugh is the #1 rated passer and he's not.
I don't think he even thinks about it. I think right now he's just trying to get through this thing.
J.J. Stokes has come in the game, and he'll line up on the same side as Taylor and Rice. That's the left side on 2nd and 5. They swing it out to Floyd, and Floyd is hit, and waiting to hit him was Eugene Daniel. Stops the clock with 48 seconds remaining in the half. 49ers still have 1 timeout remaining. The Colts have 2. It is a first down, 1st and goal. As Stokes goes out and Derek Lavelle checks back in. 1st and goal, the ball is at the Colts 6-yard line. Rice already has a TD catch today. Young swings it to Lavelle. And he's out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Ray Buchanan. 6 seconds ticked off on that play.
They gave him a good spot. They put it at the 4. Right when he got hit, that ball came out. It looked like he was past that spot.
Second down and goal coming up from the 4-yard line. Tony Bennett and Trev Alberts. McCoy and Siragusa. This is the 14th play of the drive.
Oh, they're in trouble up there.
Young pointing, looking, throwing, touchdown to Derek Lavelle.
That was all Steve Young.
And now they signal that he did not have possession. He dropped the ball.
And they also threw a flag for a late hit on Steve Young.
First signal, as you saw, was a touchdown, but Lavelle, I guess, never had possession. Young took a hit.
He's hanging that shoulder there. Watch Young as he buys time with his legs. He's pointing and pointing, showing Lavelle which way to go. And there's the throw. And there's a push.
You know, he might have stepped out of bounds.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, late hit, number 55 on the defense. Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Lavelle had stepped out of bounds, out of the end zone, and then came back in. So that nullifies the catch. And of course, the personal foul. Here's the reception again.
Yeah, see, his foot was off right down there. And once he's out, he has to reestablish himself first before he comes back in. So they call it incomplete.
36 seconds on the clock. It'll be second down and goal. Gary Lane now in a conference with the other officials. Jerry Bergman, the veteran head linesman, on the right.
Well, they got their...
You would think they're looking at replay now, but there's no such thing.
No, they're trying to discuss their... Everybody has a different look to it, so they're just trying to sort it all out, and that's why they have that caucus. One guy's trying to overrule another guy, and I saw this, I didn't see that.
It's an awfully lengthy discussion.
I know this, somebody's not going to like it at the end. That's always the way it is.
The receiver had been out of bounds and was the first one to illegally touch the ball. The pass was incomplete. The personal foul on number 55, since it is not a 5 and a 15, the penalty's offset. Replay, second down.
See, they had to dig deep into the playbook for that one. Now, did you hear right at the end, Steve Young's going over and said, hey, it was tipped. See, now, if it's tipped, then he can come back and be the first one to catch, because he wouldn't have been the first one to hit the ball.
Well, the officials ruled that it was not tipped, so again, it is second down. Ball is at the 4-yard line. And Young is going to try to run it in. But does he get over the plane with the ball? No signal. And now Jerry Rice is signaling for a timeout. And gets it with 25 seconds on the clock. The Niners are out of timeouts. Young tried to get the hand over the ball, over the plane, but he was down before he could do it.
Yeah, remember what Young claimed, that there was a tip ball when he was off and running. Now watch 59 right here, Stephen Grant. Goes up, and he didn't. Well, I can't tell. Can't tell if it went under his hand or not. But that's the claim that Young had. Now here, is he over the plane or not? No, he's clearly down all the way. Yeah, he's down all the way.
It'll be third down and goal from the 1-yard line with 25 seconds remaining. The Niners have used up their last timeout. The 49ers will have 2 tight ends. See if we get a better look on the possible tip pass.
Yeah, watch 59, Stephen Grant. He's going to go up. No, it looks like he missed it.
Good view by our Fox cameraman right on top of it there. Third down and goal from the 1. No timeouts left, and Young is going to run it, and he does not get in. He is stopped. Coryat and Alberts were there, and again, Young is stopped, and the 49ers are out of timeouts. And the clock is going to run down. Colts, hurry up. And the Niners attempting a field goal, and they don't get it off.
They didn't get it off. You know, it almost sounded like there was a whistle down there, and everybody stopped. It almost sounded like there was a whistle, and I think that's what Antonio Goss is arguing right now. Now, if I'm the Colts, I hurry up and run off the field.
And that's what they're doing. Don't look back, just go. And Gary Lane now. Wonder if he has a different idea.
They had enough time. They were all set. They were ready for the snap. I was watching the clock. They were down at about 1.5 to 2 seconds, and they were ready, so they had time to kick it. But all of a sudden, they just kind of pulled up. It almost sounded like there was a whistle down there.
Two seconds.
The head linesman had killed the clock with 2 seconds on the clock.
Why would you do that? What's his rationale for killing the clock? There's no rationale. I mean, I'm sure he has his reason, but I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Everybody got back at the line of scrimmage.
There is no reason why a whistle would blow in that instance.
Timeout. Indianapolis. That is our second charge team timeout.
There's no reason for that at all. That's Jerry Bergman over there, and they're screaming at him on the side right there. Now, why would he call it?
Let's see if we can hear the whistle.
Yeah, see, you heard the whistle. I thought I heard a whistle.
But why?
I have no idea. I'm sure he has his rationale, but everybody was set. They took their time getting back. There's no way they can make that call.
And now Steve Young and the offense comes back on the field with 2 seconds to go. They're not going to try a field goal.
Boy, put the nail in the coffin when you have the chance.
So the Niners not content with getting a second chance for a field goal with 2 seconds remaining. They want the whole shebang.
Well, they're saying 2, but I was watching the clock. It was under 2. Holy smokes.
Well, they get a chance to run another play. The Colts did a terrific job defending 1st and goal. And now it'll be 4th down with 2 seconds to go. And here come the 49ers to try to get over. And Derek Lavelle is not going to make it. Poetic justice. Jason Belser makes the stop and the crowd on its feet. That is the end of the first half.
Dockers Halftime is brought to you by Dockers Khakis, proud makers of nice pants.
All right, and welcome back to Hollywood for the Dockers Halftime, along with Jimmy, Howie, and Terry. I'm James Brown, and let's take you around the league. San Francisco leading Indianapolis by just 1, and Harbaugh gets uncorked early.
#1 ranked quarterback in the National Football League, throws one up, got a lot of pressure, should have eaten the ball. Hanks with the interception return there. Young, Rice, touchdown, set. Look at that. Not much to it. Now here's the scare of the day. As Young goes back, he's hit by Ray Buchanan on his left arm, leaves the game, but will return later on in the second quarter, JB.
Yes, indeed, and he does try to come back. And take a look here on a 4th and 1. They get stopped. Indianapolis showing great defense, Terry.
Aggressive coming in. Derek Lavelle can't get it over. And right now, 7-6, and the 49ers will have to wake up at halftime if they want to beat the Colts.
No question about a 20th consecutive game with the pass for Steve Young. Rodney Peete doing the job.
Go get him, Rodney. Hand it off to Ricky Waters. What a running back tandem of Waters and Garner. Right now, you just look at Waters, 66 yards in the first half. Hampton got a bad broken right hand. He's back playing his 4th fumble of the day. As you see, Zordic scoop it up, and he goes all the way down 58 yards for a touchdown. It's Philadelphia in the first half, 14-6 over the Giants.
Hampton with no fumbles last year, 4 on the season thus far. Detroit and Green Bay, boy, the Packers all over top of the Lions. Scott Mitchell having a horrible day. Brett Favre has warmed up nicely. 15 of 19, 215 yards. Tampa Bay.
Get in there, Red. Going to be the first Bucs to rush for 1,000 yards in 2 consecutive years. Touchdown as Tampa Bay goes up. No believers in Tampa Bay yet. Better become one quickly. There's the pass by Moon, the reception, the fumble. Mayhew, where you been? Here I am. Here we go. All the way down. It's Tampa Bay. I'll guarantee you there'll be no booing on the Buccaneers today as this defense records its 12th fumble recovery of the year, leads the National Football League.
14-6 Bucs over the Vikes at half. Dill for 9 of 15. Terry says he's not in shape. Hadn't had to run. Bears beware.
That, JB. But you certainly have pointed it out as Burnell goes back and he hits James Stewart for the touchdown. Points to the heavenly skies, absolutely. And then here's your man, Kramer, over the middle, crossing route, greatest routing out of football. Curtis Conway in. Bears tie the game up at halftime, 10-all.
Jacksonville looking to become the first expansion franchise ever to win 3 straight. Other scores are passed along. Buffalo nursing a 3-point lead over the Seahawks. Have you seen a Seahawk kick a field yet?
Never have.
All right, Kansas City 14 ahead of the Patriots. That at halftime, Meggett, a 16-yard touchdown run, his first of the season. As we come back inside to talk, my goodness, San Francisco and Indianapolis. Looks like 2 teams on emotional opposites.
Yeah, JB, it looks like a lot of these visiting teams on the road are not ready to play, and the San Francisco 49ers definitely are not ready to play. They've lost a fumble, but they could have lost about 3 or 4. The ball's going every which way. They're really out of sync offensively. Defensively, they've let Indianapolis move the football. They played pretty good in the red zone, hold them to 2 field goals. But I tell you, emotionally, they're not ready to play.
Yeah, San Francisco gave about 16 players off during the bye week. They don't look sharp right now. Steve Young, injured rotator cuff. They are not picking up the DB blitz off his left side. Wallace has not seen the blitz twice now.
All right, and we'll be sending the folks back out to watch the games that you were watching. Second half coming up. All of that and more right here as Fox NFL Sunday continues.
Wild finish at the end of the half. The 49ers lead by 1 and will return to the RCA Dome for the start of the second half after these messages from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
A football coach is a strange guy. Sometimes you don't even know what he's talking about.
Don't lose sight of Whopper. It's showing up. Whopper.
Tell him we'll go tight buck, zone automatic. Sometimes he's just plain scary.
Shut up. Hold up. Go get these suckers now. Don't let up.
The football coach, he's a wacko, but he's my boss.
It's the greatest thing to happen to pro football since the forward pass. Let there be football.
They say when a cowboy gets thrown, he has to get right back up. Last year, I took my share of hits. I may have been down. But if you think I'm staying down, get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Recently, the Broncos and 49ers showcased their talents in Tokyo.
Love is a many splendored thing.
At Zone West Karaoke,
By your man. Blame it on the bossa nova. The dance of love.
where the players brought no ability to carry a tune, but did bring their Visa card.
Was it the moon?
Because Zone West can accept just about anything, except American Express.
Everybody sing. It's the April Rose.
7-6 the 49ers, a touchdown pass from Young to Rice, 2 field goals by Carey Blanchard, and a 1-point game and a wild finish of the first half, which we'll show you in a moment. But the big story was the injury, aggravating again the injured shoulder of Steve Young early in the second quarter.
You know, keep in mind, now this isn't his only injury. You know, he has the shoulder, but he's also got the flu on top of it. Remember, Buchanan comes off the corner, and he's going to whack him right in that throwing shoulder. You know, and then it took him about a good 5 or 6 plays to kind of get back together, went to the sideline, met with the doctor. Every time he threw, it was hurt, and he was kind of wincing. Then he makes the big play to get him down there to John Taylor. And then right before the half, they have all that mix-up.
All right, well, what they did is they gave the 49ers another chance to get some points. And why don't you tell us what the officials ruled?
Well, here's what happened. See, they already had the ball inside. And see, right here, Gary Lane, the official, sees there's 2 balls, so he throws the thing out of there so they can make the kick. Now the headlines are there and the ball's flopping around there, so he just blows the whistle because you can see him right here. Because what happens is you can't have equipment laying around on the field. And the equipment, even though the ball's way up here, at that point, it's still live, so they blow the whistle.
So the 49ers are out of timeouts. They're leading 7-6, and it looks like they're going for a field goal. And then, once they get that chance for another play, they bring in their offensive team on.
Well, and what you have is that change of emotion. Now you feel like, hey, they're putting it to us. And so you have to make the big play defensively. Your Indianapolis Colts, like Jimmy Johnson talked about, all the emotion swings. Here's a big emotion swing. And you go in there, they're going to go right up top. Watch the defense. Watch them fly to the ball. Nice job right there by Trev Alberts. He forces them deep, and then Belser comes up, and then over the top. Harrod makes a great play. Belser makes a big play. And what that does is it gives them the emotional lift and the confidence to go into the second half to know, hey, we can hang with the world champions.
And Ted Marchibroda and the team elated. You'd think they had won the game, and it was only halftime. And this was Marchibroda's reaction. Way to go. The Colts held the 49ers, who had first and goal before all of that happened.
Well, I think he just felt vindicated. You know, you see what happened, you know, the way the first half went. You can see the total yards. The Colts got most of that in the first half. I mean, in the first quarter, I should say. The turnovers are even. Time of possession. The best way to defend the 49ers is for your offense to stay on the field.
And Young has been under pressure today. Make no mistake about it. The Colts have been going after him, knowing that he is not 100%. He's been blitzed 4 times, 2 sacks, and has been knocked down once. And of course, that one knockdown was the one that really stunned that shoulder.
You know, I think Jimmy Johnson made a great point at halftime. And it's about the emotion. Things are up and down, they're out of sync. A lot of times, when a team comes from the West Coast and has to come east, you get all messed up. So you start playing your game at 10 o'clock in the morning, body clock-wise, and you really don't wake up till the second half. The first half, they kind of looked like they were in a funk.
You know, the 49ers, as we mentioned, coming off a bye week, which they appreciated with all of their injuries, but teams are never almost in sync after a bye week. I know the Vikings have been over the years, but other than last year, the 49ers lost 3 straight games following the bye week. So they have won 1 of their last 4. Jamal Willis returning for the 49ers, and still on his feet, gets it to the 28-yard line. Steve Young, 15 for 20, tremendous percentage. A lot of them passes underneath for 116 yards, and the touchdown pass to Rice. One of the few times that the 49ers have not just leaped to the top of the division. Rams lead by half a game following their win over Atlanta. 49ers can tie with a win, and the Falcons are in 3rd, a game behind. Starting from the 29-yard line. Lavelle goes in motion, and William Floyd, the big fullback, has to turn around, and he'll be stuffed in a loss of about 5 yards. It was Tony Bennett who led the charge.
Well, he made a great play. I mean, not only did he make the tackle, but he stuffed everything. He had the 2 guys coming right at him. Watch him right down about him. He's going to come up, and they're going to pull both these guys. Now, he's going to stuff them right in the hole. First, he takes Milstead on, boom. Then he takes Barton, and then, what the heck? I got 2. I'll make it the trifecta, and he makes the tackle.
Colts come out of this half playing the nickel defense with 5 defensive backs. 2nd and 14. Brent Jones in motion, started from the outside, and a whistle. They wanted to go to Rice on a slant pass, and we'll have a
snap, false start on the offense. Number 84.
penalty against Brent Jones. You don't often see him split that wide coming in.
Yeah, but that's just another example of the diversity of the offense of the 49ers. And they'll bring tight ends, they'll put them out as wideouts, they'll take running backs, they'll split them all over the place. And all they're doing is they're making the defense adjust to you to try to create a little confusion, and then you break down in your pass rush or something like that, or your coverage, and then they get the catch.
Jerry Rice, 4 catches and 30 yards in the first half. 2nd down and 19. The pass is complete to Lavelle. And he gets a good deal of that back. They'll be shy by about 5 or 4 yards. Ashley Ambrose and Jason Belser, and a gain of 14 yards.
You hear that crack at the end of that play with Lavelle. I mean, Lavelle is one of those guys that you look at him, you say, he's a little guy, a little quick scat back kind of guy. He's a tough little guy. When he gets a chance to whack you, he'll put his head down and take the extra shot.
And he's playing hurt with an injured elbow. 3rd and 4. Pass, tip, intercepted. That's Derwin Gray on the deflection. And the Colts will have the ball in 49er territory on the pass intended for Brent Jones. And there is a penalty marker down, and now another one flies.
Yeah, they're going to go after McCoy, because McCoy, as soon as he had the interception, went right after Steve Young, and Steve Young is holding that shoulder again.
If it's severe enough, he could be thrown out of the game. Remember, he was thrown out last week in punching Ron Heller of the Dolphins. He was disqualified in that game.
Well, watch Steve Young. There's the interception. Now, he's going to try to get out of the way, but McCoy goes and blocks the quarterback right away. And he falls right on the left shoulder. I mean, I got to tell you something. You're going to say that's a terrible thing to do.
After the interception, personal foul, roughing the passer on the Colts. Personal foul number 79 on the defense. Penalties offset. First down.
Yeah, he meant 79 offense. That's Harris Barton coming to his rescue. You don't ever let your quarterback get there. You know, watch. Here's Harris Barton, 79. McCoy's going to come inside. There's the throw. The Jones, the hit by Coriat, tipped up in the air by Grant, and the pick by Gray. Now here it comes to the end. See Steve Young in the lower right hand. He goes out of the screen, but after McCoy hit him, Harris Barton went and goes right after him.
He'll take that penalty any day of the week.
Absolutely. You know, there's an old rule in football, and it's not talked about defensively, but whenever there's an interception, you always seek out the quarterback and get a hit on him.
First down on the 34. That was Gray's first career interception. And the second turnover by the 49ers. Harbaugh nowhere to go. And fires to Dilger, the tight end, who was just inbounds. And he was wide open right at the sideline and catches the ball for a first down just beyond the 15.
Yeah, watch this. He's just gonna has lots of time inside to throw, and then he doesn't see anybody. And then this is all Jim Harbaugh. He just buys lots of time with his feet. Look, pump fakes. Look at everybody covered. Now he'll draw this coverage up. See, once he takes up, that opens Dilger wide open, and that's all because of the feet of Harbaugh.
Ball on the 16-yard line. 1-point lead for San Francisco. And the pitch to Marshall Faulk with Potts blocking. And this game has been hard-hitting, and more so now with the events late in the first half and early of the second half. That was Marquez Pope on the stop.
Yeah, see what happened right there? They got their face masks tangled up. And the reason he did is because he came flying. Dennis Brown is laying down there like, holy smokes.
You know, man, it's not like there's any kind of rivalry as we take a look at the hit again. These teams, you know, haven't played since 1989. They don't know each other.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's all pride. Watch Pope stick his face. That's a great hit. Remember, see how he got his face mask stuck right on Falk's face mask? Pope is playing corner, but he's a safety. And he'll come up and he'll whack you like a safety.
Second down and 9. The ball at the 15. To Dilger. Touchdown, Dilger.
Nice job of patience by Jim Harbaugh, and an even better job by the rookie, Dilger. Watch the protection up front. Has a lot of time to throw the football, and then it allows him to have the patience to go through his reads. Now watch Dilger right here. He just ran a little arrow, forced everybody outside, get a good push. Woodall commits to the outside, now come back underneath. And because the patterns were run wide, that opened the middle of the field up, and Dilger goes in.
And now the Colts are going for a 2-point conversion, and there Harbaugh is getting the play. Colts successful on their one attempt for 2 points. They lead 12-7 and trying to go up by a touchdown. Two tight ends. Harbaugh. Pass to Dilger. No good.
Boy, he had Roosevelt Potts wide open. Nobody around him.
So a 2-point conversion fails, and the Colts lead it now 12-7.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Porsche. There is no substitute. By MetLife. Get Met. It pays. And by Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth.
The Indianapolis Colts lead it 12-7 here in the third quarter as Harbaugh found Ken Dilger, and Dilger catching his first NFL touchdown pass and taking advantage of the interception by Derwin Gray. The 2-point conversion failed. And now Gardocki will kick off with 11:42 remaining in the third quarter. Jamal Willis is deep for San Francisco. 47-yard line. Gets an opening. Jamal Willis with a big return gets it to the 40-yard line where Chris Kardaki, the kicker, brings him down.
And here's what Harbaugh had. He ended up going to Dilger on the extra point try, but I want you to watch the two backs. Falk is going to go out. There's going to be two receivers on one defender, Marquez Pope. And he's going to go, now look at this. Roosevelt Potts is wide open with a blocker in front of him. And Harbaugh comes off it real quick, and he's eyeballing Dilger inside really tight. So you get the big jam, and then he forces this one, and it's incomplete.
Well, a 5-point lead for the Colts. J.J. Stokes has replaced John Taylor. He's at the top of your screen. Ball at the 45. Best starting field position for the Niners all day. And Young under pressure gets it to Lavelle. And Coriat tried to wrestle him down and a pickup of about 4.
See what they're doing right now, the Colts defensively, is they're putting Trev Alberts, at least they did in the last one, in the spy position for Steve Young. So they're not going to let Steve Young's legs beat him. They're going to make him stay inside and throw the ball outside. There's Vince Cope, the defensive coordinator for the Colts.
A lot of Chicago Bears flavor on this team.
Yeah, they're doing it again right now.
2nd down and 6. Derek Laville. Maybe a yard, that's all. It'll be 3rd down. Quentin Coriat again in on the stop, and you're seeing how a lot of the first-round draft picks on defense the last couple of years for the Colts are finally paying some dividends.
Yeah, that's Quentin Coriat. And you know, the thing is, you get drafted, you can't do it by yourself, especially as a defender. But this kid's got a chance, just Quentin Coriat. I like the kid. I mean, he runs well, he reads well, got good instinct. His time's still all ahead of him because he's going to be a pretty good football player.
3rd and 4. Young swings it out to William Floyd. He has the 1st down and a few more. And so the 49ers, who are in Colt territory, that's a 10-yard pickup with just about 5 minutes going by here in this 3rd period.
Watch how they clear this whole quadrant wide open. They're going to run this receiver off down here, and then they get the jam in here, and then they just swing him. And there's nobody here. I mean, this whole thing is wide open. And when you run your zones, you have to get a jam, but then you still have to get your depth and your width.
1st down on the 39 of the Colts. Young fires, caught by Stokes. Flag is down, and J.J. Stokes, who made his NFL debut last week, 2 weeks ago against the Giants. Young got hit that time. I think Bennett got to him, and this is a 20-yard gain pending the flag.
Some guys just know how to play with pain.
Holding defense, number 34. Penalties decline.
Ray Buchanan.
Down.
Yeah, some guys just know how to play with pain, and that's Steve Young. I mean, Young is just going to stand there. He knows that he's not going to hurt the thing anymore. All he's doing is just going on guts and just working off the pain. So a high pain tolerance, and he guts his way through it.
Boy, he's showing it today in spades. 1st down on the 19. Here's Lavelle up the middle. And, you know, Derek Lavelle, when you compare what he has done with that of Ricky Waters in the like amount of time, has certainly done what Waters has done, not only as a runner, but as a receiver as well.
You know, I remember last year when everybody was saying about, you know, Ricky Waters going to the Pro Bowl and all this stuff, and then they lose, and they say, what are they going to do? Well, if you notice, Shanahan, when he left San Francisco for Denver, the first guy he tried to sign was this guy, Derek Lavelle, because he knew what they had.
2nd down and 1. They go again to Lavelle. 1st down. Siragusa on the tackle, and the 49ers, who trail by 5. And after stopping the 2-point conversion, threatening again.
You watch what Steve Young's doing with getting hit and everything. You got to look at where he's throwing the ball. He's 19 out of 25 for the day. Most everything is underneath. You see all the passes he's thrown, all 11 to the running backs, and the majority of his yards. And when you do that, I mean, you got to know a couple things. But when you do that, that starts drawing your zones down, and then even though his shoulder's hurting, he still takes a shot down below.
First and goal, the ball at the 7. Here comes the blitz. Floyd bounces off a couple and gets inside the 5-yard line. Grant got to it. It'll be second down.
Well, I tell you, as we watch the season develop, and you can see your better football is being played now, the one thing that has stood out early has been bad tackling. We are not seeing that today with this Colt team. These guys are really loading their gun, and they're shooting all barrel. And they're coming up, and they're getting hit after hit after hit.
Well, this is a team that was looking to find a way to win, learn to win. Now they're trying to learn to win again and again. Second and goal on the 4. And the give is to Derek Lavelle, and it's a touchdown as he goes right up the back of Steve Wallace. Good blocking up front by the 49ers. Slow getting up was William Floyd. And the 49ers have regained the lead now, 13-12.
Boy, that left side of that offensive line just took over. Watch big Steve Wallace right there, Justice Apollo 61. They get the double team. A nice job by Floyd on Bennett. And then Lavelle just takes the grease.
Doug Bryan for the extra point.
Harris Martin with a nice job on Grant, the backer. And that opens that whole thing right up.
Third touchdown of the year for Lavelle. Rushing, he's caught one as a receiver. High snap from center, but Bryan's kick is good. And the 49ers have a 2-point lead, 14-12. Young is hurt, playing hurt against an aggressive defensive team, but the Niners in front. 14-12, the 49ers leading, 7:16 to go in the third quarter, as the 49ers with the scoring drive, 8 plays, 55 yards, capped by Derek Lavelle's 4-yard run.
And a great block by Rod Milstead on that run. I mean, he just cleared Stephen Grant right out of the picture.
Ryan kicking off, and it's going to be Humphrey. Bobbles the ball and downs it in the end zone for a touchback. So the Colts will start from the 20-yard line when we return to sold-out RCA Dome after this. Can a second-rate lawyer from the streets of New York win the biggest case of his life in the Deep South? Academy Award winners Joe Pesci and Marissa Tomei star in My Cousin Vinny this week on the Fox Tuesday Night Movie.
I'll tell you, if you haven't watched that movie, that's one to watch, because that is very, very funny. Marissa Tomei is outstanding. And Pesci, he's a piece of work, that one.
It was a great movie, and it'll be great 20 years from now.
Oh, yeah. There's some great lines.
Remember any?
It's called disclosure, you jerk.
Thank you. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Colts, who trail the 49ers 14-12. Roosevelt Potts. Alfred Williams on the stop. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
Hey, Dick, it was a pair of touchdown strikes thrown by Eric Kramer to Curtis Conway. Here's the second one. Bears have answered back, leading 17-10 in the third. Back to Dick and Matt.
That's the best offense the Bears have had since I can remember. And Kramer right now is having his best year ever.
They've revamped that offense with Salam and Conway, Graham the last couple of years. Second down and 6 from the 24. And it looks like they may have a false start against the Colts.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 88 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Well, Harbaugh has come alive in the second half this year. Those are the numbers in the first half. Not that bad, but look at the second half with big come-from-behind wins against the Jets and the Dolphins in overtime.
And you look at the second half and you say, boy, look at the numbers. But you know what? The first half hasn't been too shabby either.
Right. He hasn't been too shabby. That's the way it's been for Harbaugh.
Not too bad, huh?
Second down, 11. Harbaugh up the middle. He's got Marshall Faulk, and Faulk is hit from behind by number 90, Junior Bryant.
That's a good job by Junior Bryant. You know, that's what you have to do when you have a guy like Marshall Faulk or Barry Sanders or those guys who catch the ball. Your defensive line really has to get into the transition game, and after the ball's gone, turn and run. Everybody run to the ball. The sign of a really good defense is how well your defensive front can recover. That time, Junior Bryant is outstanding.
Aaron Bailey is the third wide receiver out of the shotgun. Third down and 6. Here they come. Williams put the pressure on Harbaugh. Alfred Williams came right up the middle and knocked Harbaugh down, and that will bring up 4th down.
Watch, you're going to bring Merton Hanks and Williams off the corner, and then a poor job by Matthews. He gets confused in between, and Williams just goes inside and gets the pressure. That's what happens. You bring all the different numbers and you try to get some confusion with the offensive line as to who they're picking up. A lot of times the guy will come clean.
John Taylor back to receive the punt, and Chris Gardocki will kick. 5:14 remaining third quarter. High kick gives the Colts coverage a chance to get back there. Taylor is ridden out of bounds by Quentin Coryat. Well, Steve Young, who's been hurt today, will have good field position as he brings the 49ers out on offense.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard.
There you see the parade, some of the great sounds you get from the field on Fox NFL Sunday. And speaking of Sunday, next week, the 49ers will be in action again against the St. Louis Rams in a big divisional clash. Right now, the Rams are 5-1. Some of the other games you'll see: Minnesota against Green Bay. And the 49ers have a relatively shorter field to work with, and the first pass intended for Taylor is tipped by Coryat, who is really having an outstanding game defensively.
Yes, he is. And that's, you know, that stuff right there you can't teach. That's called being good in space. So he drops out in his zone, and then he has to feel the underneath coverage, knowing that he's going to open something up if he jumps on it.
Now, you remember the last time the Colts had the ball, Harbaugh was hit by Williams, and now he is walking off there looking at his ankle, we understand. So both quarterbacks banged up today. 2nd and 10. Brent Jones in motion. And Young fell down. He slipped on his own man going back. One of his linemen, and it probably was the guard, and it might have been Milstead, but we'll see. He'll take a loss of 7 on that.
Watch is going to come across in motion. He's just going to go right back up to set up. And he trips. Oh. He actually tripped himself.
He's on nobody.
Yeah.
Greg Erickson, who was acquired in a trade from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and was the starter the first 2 games of the year for the Colts, is starting to warm up. 3rd down, 17. Young stepping up, drills it to Brent Jones, and it's incomplete. Covering downfield was Ray Buchanan, and that will bring up a 4th down, and the 49ers will kick it away.
Well, I'll tell you what the Colts are doing. Now, Vince Tobin says we are not going to let 80 Jerry Rice beat us. So we're going to get a hit on him all the time, and we're going to keep him in front of us. And that's a nice job by Daniel. The other job, I'll tell you what, Ray Buchanan's playing himself a heck of a football game. Because he's running man for man right here, and then watch him come over the top. That's beautiful. See, because of the body position, that throw has to be perfect. And when it's just off a little bit, it's incomplete.
Ben Bronson back deep for the Colts. He is a rookie, undrafted from Baylor. Tommy Thompson with a high spiral and a fair catch called for by Bronson on the 20-yard line. Well, the kickers have been shaky at times for the 49ers this year, but Thompson got off a beauty, 48 yards.
Jim Harbaugh ran in, was in the locker room, and then he's coming out. And, you know, there's, you know, over there, Erickson's warming up and everything. He said, forget it. Give me the helmet. I'm good. I'm going right back in. We talked about his ankle. You can see when Williams hit him. He came down and twisted it right there. See that?
Well, Young staying in, and so is Harbaugh. 1st down for the Colts on their 21-yard line. Play action. Junior Bryant with pressure, and up top the pass caught by Dilger. Dilger at 6'5", 256 pounds, picks up 43 big yards before Merton Hanks brings him down, and a big play for the Colts.
You know, it's funny, when I watched the tape, this guy right here, Ken Dilger, he's the first guy that jumped out at me. Why? Because he's tough, but he's smart. See, this runs right by the backers. They don't get enough depth. He runs right to the middle of the zone. Harbaugh buys the time with his feet, and Dilger, being a former quarterback, understands the zones and sits down right in them. I think this kid has a chance to be something special.
Second-round draft pick out of the University of Illinois. First down, Colts on the Niners' 37. And here's Marshall Faulk trying to hold on to the ball. Faulk, with about 50 yards rushing on 15 carries, is tackled by Dennis Brown. Give him 52 yards rushing. Last week was held to 42 by the Dolphins. But against the Rams, he had 177 and is really already one of the premier backs.
Well, let me tell you something. You know, the thing with Marshall Faulk is you can never relax, because he's one carry away from going 88 and out the gate. Because he's got the great speed, he has the magic. You really have to play good defense from beginning to end.
And the pitch is to Marshall Faulk with Potts blocking. Davis ran him out of bounds. 49ers defense this year, the most rushing yards that they have allowed was against the Patriots, 76 yards.
I tell you, one of the big things is Lee Woodall. I mean, he's made a big difference with this defense. He looks comfortable out there. I mean, you can't run by him because he runs so well. He's really, really good in space. Might be the best open field tackler I've seen for a while. I mean, when he's out there by himself, he's in complete control, and that's rare.
Third down and 1. Davis to Faulk. He doesn't get it. He is snuffed by the middle of the 49ers line, and that will bring up fourth down.
Was a nice play by Jamal Fontaine right there. Well, he got all the pressure back up inside, and that forced this fourth down.
And the Colts will attempt a field goal here with Cary Blanchard, who has been successful on kicks from 32 and 46 yards.
This guy's confused here, see? You can tell there's a homer. Hey, don't worry, still second down.
See, that's when it goes the other way.
Yeah, see, he went from third to second instead of from third to fourth.
This is a 45-yard attempt, and Blanchard's kick is long enough, and the kick is good. And the field goal by Blanchard gives the Colts the lead by 1, 15-14. His third field goal of the game.
Well, I tell you, there's first two things are going on here. First, you have the ability to make it, and then more important, the coaching staff has the confidence to send you out there. Because early in the season when Mike Cofer was here, they were having some problems. Heck, they weren't even sending him out and taking a shot.
Well, 1,000 light years from Earth, a battle has just begun, and it's more dangerous than you could ever imagine. From the producers of The X-Files, catch a brand new episode of Space Above and Beyond tonight at 7, 6 Central on Fox. Here at the RCA Dome, the Colts lead 15-14. In the AFC East, Patriots have been a big disappointment, but not the Colts. Buffalo and Miami tied for the lead, and the Colts are one game behind.
And I'll tell you, Buffalo's improved themselves because of their defense. They got some people in there, Bryce, Pop. And this Colt team is just starting to come of age. I think their best football is all ahead of them.
Gardocki kicking off short. Jamal Willis. And a good tackle again by Conrad Clarks. He's made a couple. Let's update the AFC East standings. The Colts now 3-2, coming in a game behind both the Bills and the Dolphins in the AFC East. And there are only 5 teams, Matt, with winning records in the AFC, and the Colts are one of them.
And I mean, you can see why. You watch them today. They play good, solid defense. They're flying around the football. Offensively, they got Harbaugh's doing his thing. I mean, they have just played good, solid football all the way around.
Now the Colts will try to stop the Niners. No easy task. They begin from their 28. Here's Lavelle trying to turn the corner, and he doesn't get much. Tony McCoy. This is a fired-up Indianapolis Colt defense.
Well, I'll tell you, Eugene Daniel, he just made a great play right there. I mean, they talk about corners and how they have to force and come up, and, you know, some guys don't want to come up and some guys do. This guy does. And right there, they're running that sweep right at him. Heck, he jumps right in the middle of the fray. And by turning things back inside, Harrod can come and make the tackle.
12-year veteran Eugene Daniel, amongst the top interceptor leaders in full history. Second down and 8. Overthrown. That might have been dangerous. Brent Jones, the intended receiver, and Ray Buchanan was right there lurking.
I'll tell you who's playing pretty good also inside is Tony McCoy, 61. This time he's going to get more pressure. He comes right up inside, and he's right at his feet. And then Steve Young, who threw that ball, look at that. He's holding that thing. And that ball just took off on him.
He's a game quarterback. He has proven it before today. He's showing it again today. Third and 8. Young still on his feet, but no longer. And that offensive line had no chance against the pressure by Tony Bennett and company and that Colt defense. Fourth sack of the game against Steve Young.
You know, Ellis Johnson is going to get credit for the sack, 62, but I want you to watch Bennett right inside. They run the stunt, and Johnson does a real good job of hanging on. Now you talk about frustration. Jerry Rice with 4 catches today. Talk about frustrated. He's disgusted.
Well, you said it. The 49ers, when they're in sync, they're tough. They have not been in sync lately, and they haven't been healthy. And they're up against it in this one. Bronson on the punt return, and we're going to get a flag. Late hit.
I'll tell you what, you got some nut coming 60 yards down the field screaming, and he's right in your face, and the ball's coming down, and you know you have to make the catch. Whether you call the fair catch or not is irrelevant. You still have to have the great concentration.
And an undrafted rookie, Ben Bronson from Baylor, and playing against the defending Super Bowl champions for the first time in his life with a capacity crowd.
You know what I think happened to these Colts? I think they had a couple of those come from behind wins, and then they had the big test. You know, they have the Rams, and they go and they beat them. And then
personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And then what happened? Now, he'd already made the fair catch. And then they go into Miami, where everybody's saying this team's going to go to the Super Bowl. And they beat them, so they gained some confidence. And now they come in here, and they're playing where they think they know they can play.
Well, time has run down, and that is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Colts 15, the 49ers 14. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local Fox station. Coming up in the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, the Dallas Cowboys will go against the San Diego Chargers, and Gail Gilbert will be the starting quarterback. Stan Humphries hurt, so the Cowboys and the Chargers, Jack Murphy Stadium. Coming up next.
And that's a big one, because in order to beat Dallas, you have to be able to throw the football, and you have to be able to throw it effectively, control the ball that way to keep them off the field.
Burback had been warming up.
And he's stretching too. You stretch your legs, that means you're usually going to go in.
Good field position for the Colts, their 47-yard line. Harbaugh to throw on the first play of the fourth quarter. Now nowhere to go, runs and gets into Niners territory.
Nice coverage down the field, but also a nice job by Roosevelt Potts. I think Potts is one of those guys that if you're not really paying attention, you could lose him. But he's so valuable inside. I mean, he's such a good blocker. He stays in for pass protection. They use him man-to-man. They don't have to slide anything. And then he still is a good inside runner, and he catches the ball well.
He's had some big games for the Colts this year. 2nd and 6. Here's Marshall Faulk with a little bit of a burst. And he is close to the first down, maybe short by a yard. Tim McDonald, the strong safety, came up.
Nice job inside that time by Kirk Loudermilk, the center, number 63. There's a guy who's been for around a long time. You're going to watch him right here. He's just going to get in there, and they're just going to win the battle. See, he gets off into Stubblefield, keeps pushing. Now you just get him this way, and then Faulk will see it and cut back. A good cutback runner knows the rear end of his center extremely well, because where that is, you go opposite.
There's Steve Young trying to stay in the game, taking some warm-up tosses. It'll be 3rd down and 1. 2 tight ends, stays it, is the 3rd tight end. Tight formation. Here's Faulk. He doesn't have it. He is stopped again. Gary Plummer came up to make the play. No gain. And now it'll be 4th down.
Well, that's a nice read by Plummer. He saw that thing right away. And at that time, he knows that Roosevelt Potts is going to block for him. So he stays right on him, and wherever he goes, you go.
And they're going to kick it away. Gardocki comes out. So Lindy Infante, who is sailing a boat for 3 years in St. Augustine, Florida, called upon to lead the offense of the Colts. Formerly was the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And he really has injected a little dose of enthusiasm in this offense.
As well as himself. I mean, he's excited to be back in again. And you can tell talking to him yesterday, he was anxious to sink his claws into this one.
5-yard penalty.
Colts are taking a delay of the game penalty 5 yards back. Not really meaningful, except to Gardocki as far as the angle he may have. By the way, the Colts have 82 yards rushing on the day, and that is the most any team has run against the 49ers this year. Niners came in holding the opposition to 38 yards in a game. Gardocki to kick, and John Taylor back deep for San Francisco. And the Colts in position, but Gray couldn't keep it in. It just took a bounce that he couldn't get to, but the Colts were primed to keep the ball in play. It'll be a touchback. Niners start from the 20.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the all-new Ford Taurus, a look you've never seen from a name you know well. By Wendy's Spicy Chicken Sandwich, get it while it's hot. By Magnavox, we make technology people want. Magnavox, smart, very smart. And by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good.
Back here at the RCA Dome, the 49ers starting from their 20-yard line, trailing by a point. Steve Young drills the pass, knocked down, and a flag down. The pass was intended for Jerry Rice, and they're going to call Daniel over the back and a pass interference penalty.
See the break on the ball. Yeah, you had him.
Pass interference, defense, number 38, played through the man, 1st down.
Tell you what, that's good defense, though. That's good, aggressive defense. Hand in the right spot. He caught him with a little bit of the body. Watch as he come back. He's going to bump him just before he gets there.
13-yard penalty, but by and large, the Colts have nullified Jerry Rice, even though he has the touchdown reception. 1st down on the 33. Young's pass is caught by Taylor. And another 1st down in midfield for the 49ers. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
Hey, Dick, we know Steve Young is battling arm problems. Guess what? So will Stan Humphries. Bruised right rotator cuff. Here he's warming up. Latest information is that it will be a game-time decision whether or not he will face the Cowboys. And, of course, you will see that game the second half of our doubleheader. Back to Dick and Matt.
All right, JB, thanks for the update. If he can't go, Humphries, it'll be Gail Gilbert. 1st down, and out of the backfield is Lavelle, and he is close to another 1st down with Coriat defending downfield. A 9-yard pickup.
That was a nice read by Steve Young right there. Now they came with a blitz inside, but what they did was they took Whittington, 95, and they dropped him out. You can see him right here. Now Young is going to see that, and so what you do is they get a jam, see how he gets in there, you just throw right underneath. And you see he's not very adept right there, Whittington of pass dropping, he ends up on his rear end.
2nd and 1. Young with time. He's going deep for Jerry Rice, and he is step for step covered by Eugene Daniel. And that was a shot that Young could take. They have 3rd and yard coming up now.
Now, this is a case of Eugene Daniel just having experience and knowing. Now, he's going to give that. He's in the zone. You don't get beat deep. Now he makes his decision. Just turn and run. The ball's in the air. He's right there.
J.J. Stokes and Chris Thomas are both in there at wide receiver now on 3rd down and 1. But it's a handoff to Lavelle. He breaks and has a first down. Derek Lavelle again playing with that injured right elbow that he hurt on the skin portion of what was used to be known as Candlestick Park, but now 3 Calm Park.
Whatever that means.
In fact, somebody must know what that is. Infected elbow, and he's wearing some padding there.
Well, I know what he means. He means that he's going to be running tough all the time. And he's a smart runner. He knows that he's going to follow William Floyd, and there's going to be something there.
Ricky Urbans, the former Redskin, who has been inactive most of the year, in there now. 1st and 10 on the 37. Pass to Rice. Rice is tough. He bounced off a couple of defenders like a pinball machine before Jason Belser brings him down and a gain of 8 yards.
You know, the other thing, I mean, everything's been talked about with Jerry Rice, but you think, you know, he's not a real big guy that you're going to get a good hit on him. But watch it. See what he does? He has that great kinesthetic sense. And he just has that great body part awareness. And he hasn't been able to break the big thing. But he's one of those guys like Falk. You have to be careful.
2nd and 2. Getting a breather is Rice. Chris Thomas in. Give is to Lavelle. And a fine play by David Tate, who played with the Bears. A lot of the Bears, who said Gardaki, the 2 Tobins, Harbaugh, all here with the Colts, and Tate, former Bear as well.
Again, a good example of good tackling from that Colt team. That time Tate saw the hole open wide up, and he just took off.
Urbans.
3rd down, yeah, 3rd and about 4, 2.
And Urbans checks in 3rd down and 2. 9:09, clock running to go in the 4th. Quick toss, tipped, caught by Brent Jones. And that'll be a first down for the 49ers. It was deflected into the hands of Brent Jones and a gain of 5. First down.
Siragusa gets his hands up and just gets a finger on it. But Jones was the concentration, comes down with the catch and sets up the first.
I want to remind you that this game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Indianapolis Colts and the National Football League is prohibited. First down on the 24. Lavelle in motion. Young looking for a receiver. And virtually threw that one away. And pressure that time from Ellis Johnson, the #1 draft pick from Florida for the Colts this year.
Well, a nice job right there by Jeff Herrod. You're gonna watch him right in here. He's gonna see this thing right away. See, Floyd comes through and then he goes over for the screen. Now Herrod sees it right away and he breaks. Now Young sees it and knows, uh-oh, no place to throw that football, so he throws it away. And then when the play was over, William Floyd made sure that Herrod knew that he was his.
Rice and Stokes to the left on 2nd and 10. Young tipped off of Floyd and nearly intercepted by Eugene Daniel.
And that's usually a busted play. And because that's J.J. Stokes out there, I would just taking a guess, I'd think he'd be wrong. You don't ever have 2 guys in the same place. And see Floyd coming out, he's going to go for it. Stokes is right behind him. It looked like he was trying to throw it to Stokes. But Floyd tipped the pass and it sets up a 3rd long.
49ers are shuttling in receivers on every play. Now it'll be Stokes and Taylor to the left, Jerry Rice to the right on 3rd and 10. This is the 10th play of the drive. And The 5th sack of the game, but a penalty flag thrown as well at the 25-yard line. And again, sending in Buchanan from the corner. That's worked wonders for the Colts today. And an injured Colt.
Yeah, you're going to watch Buchanan right off the top again. He's going to come on that blitz. And it's just too many numbers up top. See, that time what they did was they took Stephen Grant, and he takes care of the center, Bart Oates.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 men moving at the same time. Penalties decline. 4th down.
What they're doing, they're walking the backer up, and they're taking, in that case, Bart Oates, who would be the guy who would be free. And by making him delay at the line of scrimmage, he can't get out to get Buchanan coming off the corner.
Tony McCoy is shaken up and down on the ground for the Colts. They had 3 sacks coming into this game. They have 5 against the Niners today. Doug Ryan, who has been inconsistent as a field goal kicker, will try this from 51 yards. The longest in his career is 48 yards. Has not attempted one from this distance this year. Trying to give the 49ers the lead again. Gerback is the holder. And Ryan's kick is long enough, and the kick is good. And that'll do wonders for Doug Ryan's confidence. A 51-yard field goal, and the 49ers have jumped back in front, 17-15. Field goal kickers have been on the money today. 7:39 showing in the 4th quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's an adrenaline surge right here because Brian killed this thing. I mean, that's his longest one of the season. He knew it as soon as he hit it.
His career.
He could have made that from 60 yards out.
Ryan kicking off, and this is Lamont Warren on the 9-yard line, returning for the Colts. Flag is down. We may have that illegal block that we often get on a return.
Yeah, it's a hold. They hooked him.
7:29 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Looked like Devin McDonald came down and put the hook out, caught somebody.
Holding on the return team, number 57. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Devin McDonald. And the word as we remind you of the big 2nd game of our Fox doubleheader with the Cowboys and the San Diego Chargers that Stan Humphries will not start. So Gilbert will be the starting quarterback.
And then they get that big kick. But, you know, there's Tony Siragusa down there saying, look, we did our job. We held them to 3 points. And that's all we got to do. Our offense will come back and give us something else.
Colts starting in their worst field position of the game. They're 14. Harbaugh's pass caught by Dilger. Well, he has been a one-man gang as a receiver today, Matt. 6 catches and over 90 yards.
Well, and just getting better. And you know, doesn't have great speed, and he doesn't have that great size. He doesn't have great anything. He's just a good football player. He has a good feel for the passing game. He'll sit down in the zones. He understands where guys are going, how it's developing. He seems to be pretty in sync with Harbaugh.
6 receptions, 92 yards, and a touchdown reception. Obviously, career game for him. 2nd and 5. Harbaugh goes up top to Dilger again. Dilger, 256 pounds, and gets off the line of scrimmage. Amazingly fast for a man of that size. A gain of 33 with Plummer on the tackle.
Dick, I got to tell you, that's a great throw. First of all, they do a nice job up front of taking care of Stubblefield. Dixon with a nice protection, and this is a beautifully thrown touch pass because Dilger has time to make his adjustment while that ball is in the air. He's running with the backer. Plummer was right on him, and he just turned back inside. That's an extremely well-thrown ball.
He lost the contact lens. That's why he's out of the game, and maybe the only way you can stop this big fella who has 7 catches for 125 yards and a touchdown. First down on the Niners' 48-yard line. Lamont Warren gives ground and loses ground.
Boy, that's a nice play by Ken Norton.
Ken Norton Jr.
Yeah, he comes walking up off the side, and then he does a great job of taking on the block right here. He's going to come walking right inside, and he takes on Roosevelt Potts. That's 260 pounds. Shoulder in, boom. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, boy, he buckled him right in the hole and then still got off the block and made the play.
You know, Matt, it's great that the estrangement between Ken Norton Jr. and his dad, the former heavyweight champion, is at long last over. His wife, Angela, played a big role, and they're going to see more of Senior in San Francisco the rest of the way.
Well, they should put a uniform on him because I think he could still play.
Second down, 11. Harbaugh gets by one tackler, goes deep for Falk. And Harbaugh did all he could do to get away from that first possible sack, Ricky Jackson.
Well, I'll tell you, you're going to look at that whole play. You see Harbaugh running, you see Falk running down the sideline. I'll tell you what. First of all, they break the pocket down. They come with the blitz. Nice job by Ken Norton on the blitz and forces him, misses the sack. But on the other end, Lee Woodall does a tremendous job of staying with his coverage. Because if he drops it, what happens when a guy starts to run? Your natural tendency is to come up and stop him. He stayed with Marshall Falk all the way.
It'll be third down and long. And Harbaugh wants to talk it over. The clock was getting down to 0, so a timeout first called by the Colts in the second half. 17-15, the 49ers lead, 5:07 remaining. This is a team that has come from behind. Cardiac Colts, after trailing 24-3 to the Jets and Dolphins, won both in overtime. They played 3 overtime games, although the way the score is, Matt, it doesn't appear at this point as if we'd be headed for an extra session with a 2-point lead.
Well, they got it right where they want him. Hey, a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th here, and you're right back in this thing.
That's right. And they've knocked off the Rams and the Dolphins, who were previously undefeated the last 2 weeks, now going against the Super Bowl champs on the 47-yard line. Harbaugh under pressure, his pass is caught. And that is Floyd Turner. They haven't gone to their wide receivers much today, but Turner with a catch, good for 16 yards, tackled by Dedrick Don.
Nice job by Lamont Warren of picking up the blitz coming off the corner. And that allows Harbaugh to have the time to be able to find inside. Watch Lamont Warren right here. They're going to bring a guy right off the corner, Tyrone Drakeford, and he does a nice job of stepping up. And that gives Harbaugh the time to fly Turner way downfield. I'll tell you what, third and long, and you give that one up, I guarantee the 49ers are pulling their hair out.
That's a first down for the Colts on the 37th of the 49ers. And the give is to Lamont Warren. And Lamont Warren, who is the backup or caddy for Marshall Falk, picks up 9 yards before Tim McDonald and Alfred Williams stop him. Warren.
Yeah, what's happening right now, as you can see right now, 86 yards and climbing, is that offensive line of the Colts is really starting to play well. Remember, Randy Dixon's in there, and he just came in off the holdout, and he's just kind of getting into the stuff. Loudermilk inside. I think the biggest thing is you have to block Dana Stubblefield, and they've been doing that. It's been quiet for Stubblefield since the first quarter.
And they've shattered the 49ers defense against the rush today. First down on the 27th. And this time it's Warren again, Lamont Warren. And a gain of a couple, Gary Plummer making the tackle.
Now you talk how you have to block this guy, Dana Stubblefield. This time it's going to be Kurt Loudermilk, 63. He just gets the push. Nice job of being under control by Dana Stubblefield.
49ers are calling a timeout, their first of the second half. 3 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. We've had 5 lead changes in this game. Right now, the 49ers lead 17-15. Colts and Niners each with 2 timeouts remaining. It'll be second down and 9 from the 26. Carrie Blanchard, who has kicked 3 field goals today, 2 from beyond 40 yards. There's Potts, and he was tackled from behind. Good stop. Will bring up third and long. Again, want to remind you that the Dallas Cowboys, who are the pursuers this year of these world champion 49ers, will be in action in the second half of our Fox NFL doubleheader against the San Diego Chargers, who got to the Super Bowl as AFC champs last week. Gail Gilbert will be the quarterback, we understand, and Stan Humphries, on a game-time decision, will not be the starter. 3rd down and 8 from the 25-yard line. Brian Stabline is in at wide receiver to the top. Keep it on the ground, and here's Marshall Faulk, and the 49ers showing in the last couple of plays why they are so good against the run. Dana Stubblefield right there, and it'll be 4th down, and Blanchard enters the game.
I didn't get that. That one, you know, I guess you want to play the percentage and think, all right, Blanchard's kicking the ball well, and you want to make sure you at least get the 3. But at 2nd down, at least, I would think I'd want to take a shot at it.
And I think what you're saying, as the Niners call a timeout, is that we get 3 and take the lead. We think our defense can hold the 49ers, the vaunted 49ers, with as much as 2:39 showing on the clock. That's a tall order.
I completely agree with you. I would think you'd have to at least take your shot on one of those early downs.
That's the group that's going to have to come in and do the job against the 49ers. 49ers left with 1 timeout, and Carrie Blanchard, who kicked a 32-yard field goal on the opening drive and has come back with field goals from 46 and 45 yards. But none of that will mean anything for the Colts unless he makes good on this attempt. It'll be from 41 yards out. Gardocki holding. His kick is good again. 4 field goals for Carrie Blanchard, who just joined the team in the first week of October. And we have our 6th lead change of the game as the Colts are up 18-17. At the end of this game, Matt and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game. This guy, I know you're not a kicking guy.
The kicker.
He's a kicker, but I think he would be one of the candidates.
Let me tell you something. 2:36 remaining for the 49ers. You can get a whole game plan in that much time. And now this is the time when your big play guys, Jerry Rice, Steve Young, John Taylor, William Floyd, they're the guys who have to step up. Now the great players always play great when the game's on the line.
And it doesn't matter what you've done up to this point. There's Jerry Rice, for example. Jerry Rice has a season low of only 5 catches, a season low of 38 yards. But this is the big drive for the 49ers.
Now keep in mind also that you're dealing with Steve Young's shoulder. And he's not been the same Steve Young. In fact, this 49er team has not been the same 49er team at all. I mean, they look like they came east and they're playing early, and they've never woken up.
Gardocki kicking off to Jamal Willis inside the 5. And Willis with a good return. And that's the last thing the Colts needed, was for the 49ers to get a great return on the kickoff of 39 yards. That is the longest for Willis, with Gardocki, the kicker, finally making the stop.
Well, you know you're in trouble if your kicker has to make a tackle. That means Willis got all the way through both levels of that kick return, and he just throws himself in there.
First down on the 41. Young on first down. Short pass to Rice. Earlier in the game, this was the injury that knocked Young down, but not out of this game.
Yeah, remember, he was holding that shoulder all game long every time he got hit. You know, Buchanan to the shoulder there, but he stayed in. He's a tough sucker.
5-yard pickup, second down, and Brett Jones has the first down. And the 2-minute warning here at the RCA Dome. 49ers threatening. They trail by 1 point. If you're bored with Saturday Night Live, Fox presents a brand new late night show that brings something back to Saturday night. Laughs. Catch an all new Mad TV late night Saturday on Fox. Two minutes remaining, fourth quarter, and the Colts lead by 1 point. The 49ers have one timeout remaining. First down on the Colts 44. Young gets it off to Floyd, and the fullback fights his way to the 40-yard line. Trev Alberts and Stephen Grant were there, and a pickup of 4. Remember Doug Bryan with a field goal of 51 yards, his career long. Second down and 6. Young looking one way, passing, and the pass is caught by Jones. So the tight end grabbing onto it, and a pickup that time of 7. There is Bryan, whose one field goal attempt was 51 yards. His longest previously had been from 48. They're on the 33-yard line now. Here's Lavelle, and Quentin Coriat hits him immediately for no gain. And Young is down again, and this time gripping that.
That cost them a timeout right there. Inside 2 minutes, an injury timeout is going to go to the 49ers. That'll leave them with no timeouts. It looks like it's going to be Ellis Johnson, 62, who's going to come working off the double areas right there. And right on the shoulder.
Young today has been sacked 5 times. And when you consider the Colts had only 3 quarterback sacks coming into this game, they've really gotten to Young, who was shaken up early in the second quarter. So the 49ers are out of timeouts, and that means they cannot call a timeout to set up the field goal to win it. They would have to have either an incompleted pass or something out of bounds.
And Elvis Gerback looks like he's going to be up because Steve Young is sitting down over there.
And they're not going to try anything fancy, I wouldn't think, because they are just about in field goal range now with 1:05 remaining. Elvis Gerback came in against New Orleans in the second quarter when Young suffered a sprained neck. And Gerback is going to throw, and he overthrows Brent Young. Didn't take much time off the clock, and it will be second down. Third down.
Well, you don't keep him down long. You know, the only concern about this with Steve Young is you know you have to win this football game, but it's still a young season. And now you're going to go and you're going to risk getting hurt for the long year. And now he needed that 10 days to get some kind of rest to be able to throw to get to this point. It's going to be a long year for that left shoulder.
And the bye week is history. If the Niners don't get any yards, it would be a 50-yard attempt for Doug Bryan. Third down and 10. And Young under pressure throws, caught by Floyd, and Floyd is stopped well short of the first down. But that'll set the stage for Doug Bryan, whose kick will be inside 40 yards. We'll get the precise measurement for you with 47 seconds to go. The Colts are calling a timeout, and they have 1 left.
I tell you, something real subtle right there was all Steve Young. I mean, he avoided the sack off the corner from Buchanan by getting him in the air and completing that pass.
Steve Young is way back there sitting on the bench. He has taken a beating and has been a courageous quarterback for them.
Watch Ray Buchanan come off the corner. And he gets him up in the air right there. See that? That bought the time to be able to get this 6-yard completion. I got to tell you, Elvis Gerback doesn't get that done. Steve Young does.
This is what Steve Young has done on this drive. He has completed all 5 of his passes for a total of 28 yards. And now Bryan, who kicked a 51-yarder earlier in the fourth quarter to give the 49ers a 2-point lead, now trying to kick one again to give them a 2-point advantage. This will be from 44 yards. Bryan missed one that could have beaten the Lions in the waning stages of that game. And his confidence had to be boosted by that 51-yarder early. Make it 45 yards now. A 45-yard attempt. And the kick is no good. It is off to the right. And the Colts keep their lead by 1 point.
You better believe that the Colts are for real. They hung in this game all game long. They never quit. They came up with the big plays when they had to. And then it came down to the foot of Ryan, and he shanked it.
And barring a miscue, and they'll just take a knee, the Colts are going to shock another team. They defeated the undefeated St. Louis Rams 2 weeks ago. Last week, came from 21 points back to beat the Dolphins on the road in overtime, and today against the defending Super Bowl champions, Harbaugh and the Colts score another remarkable triumph. And the Miller Lite player of the game is Jim Harbaugh, and the magic keeps going for the former Chicago Bear.
And for this Colt team. I mean, this is a team, I'm telling you, they're just going to get better and better.
It was Blanchard's 41-yard field goal, the sixth lead change of the game. At 2:36 that decided it. The Colts go to 4-2. The 49ers are now 4-2 and trail the Rams in the NFC West by a full game.
You know, we go and we give the Colts and Jim Harbaugh that MVP game, which he deserved. But that guy, Steve Young, what a courageous day. To even be in that position is amazing.
He had no right even being in the game, but he stayed in the contest, and you can look at the stunned faces of the 49ers. They have now dropped 4 of their last 5 games following the bye week, and the Colts bring a big dividend to the sellout crowd.
The other two guys you have to talk about are the two corners, Eugene Daniel and Ray Buchanan. They were outstanding today.
Don't forget the second half of our doubleheader coming up, the Cowboys against the Chargers. For Matt Millen, I'm Dick Stockton saying so long from the RCA Dome, and this may go down as one of the big wins in Colt franchise history.